everyone. This is the Easy Allies podcast. I'm your moderator, Kyle Bossman, and joining us this week, Michael Huber.
Hello.
Bradley Ellis.
Hey.
Brandon Jones. And on the switcher, Ian Hank. Let's play Recruit Me and ignore how sick we are tonight. This is, of course, a segment where patrons of Easy Allies submit RPG characters to join our party.
You just broke your own rule, dude.
What?
Regis Philbin.
Oh,
You said it
I
last
broke a
week, too.
Regis
Come
rule.
on.
Yeah.
A Regis
I said it
rule.
last week,
In
too.
podcasts, dude, podcasts are you have to break down those walls and invite yourself to be the passenger of somebody's car.
Not if you're Regis.
No, but like Regis doesn't do a podcast.
Not that you know of.
Regis is driving, man. He's driving.
I would love like because like when it was Regis and Kathy, they would bring someone else in. It's like some football player would come in. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
Regis is on assignment or whatever. I would love just some completely random person to come in, for you. Like, and Bob Saget is now hosting the Easy Allies podcast tonight.
Oh, that would
like,
be really fun. Yeah. No,
roll right
you're
through
allowed
it.
to be unprofessional. You're about to be chill. We're friends with everybody. That's the kind of vibe you want to have. Inviting them to have a discussion about video games with us.
Now let's decide who we're gonna kick out of our RPG
Yes,
team.
and now we have our RPG game. This submission comes from Token Gamer. I am a time-traveling robot from the
no.
distant future.
No.
I
Clank.
have very high defense, and I deal a lot of damage with my shoulder beam cannon.
Cool.
I am loud and clunky and cannot fit into doorways, so stealth and indoor missions are a no-go for me. My name is Big Boy Mark V. Would you have me join this party?
I'm curious about the time. So time travel from the future to the past now stuck.
He's
I'm
stuck.
assuming. Okay.
Big Boy is stuck.
So Big Boy's not gonna bail on us. Big
Right.
Boy's not gonna like go back in time and retcon
His
anything that we
machine
do.
like broke down or something.
Yeah.
It might also be inferred that Big Boy is here for a reason. Was sent to this particular
Sure.
time for a reason. There's no way back.
World altering
Consequences. here.
consequences.
Yes.
All right.
Here's the thing.
Huh.
Well, our main living antagonist can see one day into the future. So who do we need to stop him? Somebody from the future.
Yeah. There's. Go ahead.
I'm fine with him not being able to fit through anything.
Yeah, I
Like,
think that's totally fine.
if there's somewhere we need to go through, we can have him just blight it up from outside if we really need to. If we got to infiltrate some strong base with enemies inside it, let him rip.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm thinking of is like the first Lord of the Rings movie where they have to cross that bridge with the Balrog. We would have to leave Big Boy behind.
But that's the thing, it's like
He'll
if
stand his ground.
he understands from that description, it sounds like he's like, I know I'm not gonna make it all the way.
Exactly.
Yeah, dude. In.
You're gonna say goodbye to me at some point. So
I vote in.
until then,
I vote him
it sounds
in.
like Ian's down. Yeah.
Oh, I'm way in.
It sounds like we're renting Big Boy.
All right. Yeah.
He's a rental.
He's like an appliance for us.
All right, Big Boy Mark V is in the party. We'll see if he survives at the end of this podcast. Please begin corrections music. I did bad math last week about Dragon Quest XI, which doubled the sales revenue of Dragon Quest IX. So that means it sold about the same because Dragon Quest IX was on DS. It was about $35. It sold definitely more than Dragon Quest IX did.
Dude.
Here's the thing. Don't get excited, though.
More than that. More than DS. Those DS bucks.
Yes, more bucks in
Took
the
it
DS
down.
games. But here's the thing, Hubert. Today, Square Enix was proud to announce the game has shipped and digitally sold more than 4 million copies.
Dude.
That's really good, right?
Yes.
That's really good.
Yes.
But
3.2 to 3.4 million of those are exclusively in Japan. So that means worldwide, this game sold 600,000 to 800,000 copies digitally and physically.
that's crazy.
That is crazy
But
bad.
it still did better than other Dragon Quest games here.
Still better. Still better than
Okay.
other- Yeah.
Wait,
I just hope it's enough for them to continue to
Same.
support
Yeah.
the franchise in the West.
Exactly.
Kyle, clarification.
Yeah.
please. You mean it sold 600,000 outside of Japan?
Yes.
Okay.
To
You said
800,000.
worldwide, which would be everywhere.
You're right. Excuse me. Everywhere
Right,
outside
okay.
of Japan.
When
Yeah.
they
Wow.
announced this today? Or
Yeah.
when did they
Yeah.
announce
The
it?
4
Okay.
mil was announced today.
Dude,
Gematsu. Thanks for picking that
good
up.
vibes.
That is good vibes.
Very good vibes.
Huber, I wish it did more, dude. It
I
should
know.
Be,
So
Oh,
how
I'm
much
just
did it do
taking-
here again? 600,000?
We take what we can get,
800.
right?
Yeah,
Six,
yeah.
800, yeah.
Yeah. We had to do the math of subtraction
Yeah.
for that.
I think it being around Spider-Man probably hurt a lot.
Yeah.
I think it came out like a rough time for that.
Thanks,
Not a lot
Parker.
of promotion. Yeah.
Thanks, Parker. Appreciate
God.
that.
A lot of Cloud Atlas the movie support in the comments last week. A lot of people, Cloud Atlas
I thought
fans
it might. Yeah,
showed
that
up.
one.
Ian loves Cloud Atlas. Did he talk about it?
What?
No.
Yeah.
What
are you talking
Ian
about?
loved Cloud Atlas? Ian, why do you love that movie?
Dang it.
Exposed. Exposed Cloud Atlas.
Got him.
I didn't hate Cloud Atlas, but I didn't really like
No,
it.
I remember. No, this is not just a random throwaway comment. I remember at game trailers.
Elise and Dawn loved Cloud Atlas.
Guilty by association.
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay.
There are some heartwarming moments from Cloud Atlas overall, though, man. Especially near the end
Yeah,
of that
it
movie.
is
like-
not great.
No.
She-
Our community loves it.
She shows up on the Halle Berry shows up in this amazing technological boat, the coolest boat you've ever seen in your life. And then it's like, all right, we gotta hike to that mountain. And you're like, you don't have a helicopter on the boat? Like, you don't have a plane on this gigantic
What kind of boat are we talking
hydro
about?
mastery thing that you can't like?
Sounds like you're talking about a ship.
It's like a cruise ship. It's just her. It's like,
Yeah.
She like pulls up to the island and then is like, I don't know how I'm gonna get to that mountain.
Jones, that doesn't sound like a story
come on.
problem to me. That
And
sounds
there's
like a nitpick. Dude.
And there's a lot of like fake language, so it's like in the future, so they
I think
talk
that's
in their
cool.
own sassy way about some tarn
John
things.
speaks the true.
And you're like, what? Yeah, it's kind of that like, Mad Max 3's kind of stuff.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of
In the before time. Sorry.
But I mean, like, no shade.
no shade.
Yeah.
No shade.
No shade.
And from what I hear, the book is good. I haven't
First
read it.
history man says no shade.
Wachowski's 10 out of 10.
Even more support
Yeah.
for Mr. Driller. Our audience
knew
showed
it,
up
of
for
course.
Mr.
Cool.
Driller. Yes.
Dude, I was watching that playthrough. I was transfixed.
Fun fact: Mr. Driller is canonically Dig Dug's son.
Whoa.
Those two games are tied together. I know, me too. And I'm like, oh,
Here we go.
tell me more about Mr. Driller.
Mr. Driller Cinematic Universe.
Yeah, the
go.
cinematic universe.
Netflix show when?
Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo is the first game in its franchise. Just a
Okay.
funny title.
Okay.
And the $100 edition of Red Dead Redemption 2 does not include the game. End correction music, please. It has been.
Wait.
What?
Did I miss something?
what?
Was that a bit?
No, that's real,
that was,
dude.
we
That's
talked about
real.
the
I
was laughing
$100
because that's
edition.
ridiculous.
You can buy a $100 edition of
Yeah,
Red Dead
that's what I'm
Redemption
laughing
2
about.
that
There
does
were-
not include the game.
There were two different $100 editions, and I guess one doesn't include the game.
Whoa. Better pick the right $100 one. Better choose wisely. Yeah.
Better read up. It's been a really interesting 7 days, a week of video game news.
Right.
Lots of good stuff. I think we got to start with BlizzCon.
'Kay.
I think it reaches the furthest. BlizzCon is, of course, Blizzard's convention once a year. What was the one for Warframe?
What?
Warframe has its own convention.
Warcon?
And,
No.
well, it's a silly word. Like it's like LenaCon. You know, it's like they have their own name for it. Ian's on it. So anyway, this is Blizzard's version of that,
correct.
right? Blizzard fans pay for tickets.
Blizzard piggybacking off Warframe.
Yeah.
1,000 times.
Yeah,
TennoCon.
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 Yes.
TennoCon.
So Blizzard saw TennoCon and there's like, we want one of those. And so that's what we have.
This is a good bit.
I'm sure that was the one.
You had me there for a minute.
It's in my mind because we'll get to it. So anyway, BlizzCon they have a big opening ceremony where they have lots of big Blizzard announcements. There's a new Overwatch character. There's a new Heroes of the Storm character. New Hearthstone expansion. World of Warcraft Classic is coming out this summer. Things like that. Let's start with Warcraft 3 Reforged. That's almost a game announcement. Because it's not like StarCraft Remastered, which came out last year. It was kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
I downloaded it, dude, and tried to play online.
Bare bones.
It was a wasteland.
Yeah.
Wait,
yeah.
you try to play StarCraft
Because
Remastered?
you like what's the mode?
I don't know. It ends with an S.
I forget.
Yes.
I forget. I'm sorry.
That's so crazy to me.
Yeah. I wanted to play it.
Kyle booting up StarCraft.
I know.
Didn't work out. And so it was basically, if you owned StarCraft, it was just basically a reskin for it. And so Remastered is kind of, it's just kind of
Basically,
boring.
just makes it easier to play on modern PCs.
Yes.
Yeah, it was on the launcher, right?
Yeah. Which is cool.
So Warcraft 3 happening, you kind of have some expectations of like, it'll probably just be like that. But nah, this is a complete...
It is not Warcraft 3 Remastered. It is Warcraft 3
Reforged. Right, excuse me.
Reforged.
So yeah, what does Reforged mean?
It looks like it was built from the ground up.
Yeah,
was.
it looks
They
like they
promised that.
changed
Yeah.
a lot of the character models and stuff like that. I don't know if the voice acting is the same or if it's new.
That's a good question because they did announce that they're going to add in lore that connects it better to World of Warcraft.
So there's going to be changes.
That's a selling point.
Yeah, so
that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Especially with Classic coming up.
Yeah,
to be a trip.
Yeah.
Replay both of those.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I assume because of that announcement, there's got to be some new VO in there somewhere. I don't know.
Sure, yeah.
So
Yeah, I just think that's really cool. I think it's cool that maybe it's because it is polygons that it takes more work and they had to do this work. But that's exciting. That's exciting to do with Warcraft 3.
Yeah.
That's coming out 2019. We all buying that?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh
does it work today?
Day one.
Does it work in 2018? That
Yeah.
game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we played it.
I'm very
Okay.
tempted to play that again.
And you had a
yeah.
good time playing
I
it.
had a hell of a
Yeah.
good time playing it.
it,
Okay.
it honestly, we did our BlizzCon reactions, which should be going up in the week, but we like Ben and Brad and we're all just like blown away by how good it plays today. Mm-hmm. You know.
Still plays really well.
Yeah.
And I should note that it still has like the level creator thing that it had.
Yeah.
And so that will still be there,
Yeah,
so you
gotta
can
have
still
that.
make your own tower defense and still make your own MOBAs. And
Yeah,
so
I'm waiting for someone to make Dota again.
yeah, the
That'll be
next
fun.
like hit genre could still come out of Warcraft 3. Evolves. That's the mode I love.
There it is.
Evolve.
Yes.
Evolves.
If you're playing Evolves on StarCraft Remastered, hit me up. Let's play, let's play a match.
Yeah, so yeah, I think it's like it's a Better Call Hogue situation here with the
do you
whole Dota.
What do you
thing.
mean? What?
Because Dota originally in Warcraft 3 when
Right.
Warcraft 3 launched, but
Yes.
then now it's a Valve property. So with Warcraft 3 Reforged, are they going to be able to make a MOBA?
Just call it something
But
different.
then-
You just can't call it Dota.
That's the thing is
Yeah.
they didn't make Defense of the Ancients. That was just people on their own.
Yeah.
It was the
Yeah.
who now
He
works at Valve.
or Dan.
Right.
So I guess you
Just call it like
Dude.
Dota or
Yeah.
Doter.
So
or
you just
something.
make it
Evolves had
Doter.
Goku in it,
Yeah,
dude. Like
Doter.
you
Yeah.
can go nuts.
Cool.
Just call it Doter.
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 Okay.
How you
Little
playing,
bunch of
Doubter? The big hubbub, though, is, of course, another game announcement, Diablo Immortal.
Yeah.
A new Diablo game exclusively for mobile platforms, iOS and Android. NetEase Games is the developer. This is a Chinese company that also publishes a lot of Blizzard games in China, so there's a pre-established relationship there. That game basically is Diablo 3, has the exact same classes, except for Witch Doctor as Diablo 3, and they basically look the same as Diablo 3. But, whole new story, takes place between 2 and 3. Deckard Cain is in.
Yep. Hype.
And sold as an MMO in the trailer itself. They showed 10 characters kind of partying up. But I guess you can do instanced raids of 4 people. What is an instance?
I did it.
What does that mean?
It was like a boss area section like that. You queue up to join with other people, and it like queued me up with 3 other randoms there.
And that was an instance.
Yeah.
Okay. got it.
Instance meaning, no one's just going to randomly stroll
Yeah,
into that
it's
thing.
your- it's like private.
the moment you
yeah.
load it, it's just you and those people.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, that is that was the announcement. It was not met with
No.
widespread applause.
No.
Backlash.
There's been a
Much
big
backlash,
backlash
yes.
that we should probably discuss on this very podcast.
Sure.
It wasn't what people were attending were expecting.
Right. It was It was in a bad spot. Like
It was the finale,
it was the
right?
Finale of BlizzCon. Yeah.
Yes.
And I need just a little clarification on this because I'm doing some examination of what trailers we should talk about on the next episode of Trailer Jones. And like I've like seen the trailer now, but like did the trailer announce the thing? Like did they announce? Did they say Diablo
I can't
Immortal
remember-
and
I
then
remember
throw
a
the
guy-
trailer
I
up?
remember a guy coming out and talking. I don't remember which one was first though.
Because I mean that's a huge deal for me that
Sure.
like there's this 3-minute cinematic that then at the end like oh yeah it's a mobile game. You know like if they knew going into that was a mobile game that's one thing. If they
Gotcha,
didn't
Jones.
that's
I
a good
feel like
question.
the trailer was first.
oh
can't-
boy
I
Because it was
remember.
awesome looking, dude. We were
Oh,
all like,
boy.
dude, this looks cool.
yeah like
know?
very story focused and
And we knew Blizzard said,
maybe
"Hey,
not.
we're working on multiple Diablo projects."
right.
I think you hear that, you can kind of assume one of those is going to be mobile.
When they say multiple, yeah.
Yes. And so yeah, it's weird. The reaction isn't so much that I mean, partially it's like, hey, this is the I've seen, people say, hey, the franchise ruined. I think that's an oversimplification. I think a lot of people just don't want this mobile game.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And I think it reflects poorly upon Blizzard.
Yes.
This company that is always innovating, always truly caring about the things that it's putting out. maybe not innovating as much as just excelling at every single game they make. They want it to be distinctly Blizzard. And so just to have this kind of offshoot mobile game, I guess, seems unusual for what the company is known for.
It just wasn't the place for it. You have the most diehard loyal fans of Blizzard coming to BlizzCon, paying huge amounts of cash, and you're going to give them a Diablo game that's not even Blizzard. It's NetEase and Blizzard. So, and it's not on PC. So it was like, I feel like it was alienating to the core BlizzCon Blizzard fan base.
Yes.
And the people that are probably going to get the most out of this game aren't necessarily huge Diablo fans. You know, this feels like it is targeting other players. So yeah, I just don't think it was necessarily the best place to announce it, let alone the way they did last closing the show.
And that's why I wanted to remember the Warframe thing. What's it called? TokaCon?
TennoCon.
TennoCon. Because when they showed new stuff for Warframe, that audience went wild.
Yeah.
They went ballistic for the most tiny things, but then when they showed huge things, the audience exploded. And BlizzCon should be that. They should be that in tune with their audience where they're okay with showing things that are intricate and plain. It's not a flashy trailer. Here's what our games are doing, and that audience should be going nuts. And it didn't. I guess they felt pressure to put on more of a show or something.
Wait, what? Just Diablo or their games in general?
Just Diablo. I mean, with their games in general, it's that kind of thing, right? You watch a lot of trailers. It's known for its trailers.
Yeah, well, because they do like the panels after all that stuff, and they
Yeah.
take like deep dives into the game. They show off a lot of new stuff at those kind of things.
Yeah.
But yeah, for the opening ceremony, I think that was an unwise decision on Blizzard's part.
Yeah.
Like, it feels so tone deaf. Like, they totally underestimated the reaction, I think, to this. Like, they thought people would just be like okay with it. They assume people know Diablo's coming.
Diablo
apparently,
4.
Yeah, apparently it's like in development already. But just like announcing it the way they did, if the obvious way to do it is if they had 4 also to show that, then 4, something like that, to like okay, you get your cake and eat it too, kind of thing like that. But this is just like, here's this, none of you really wanted it though.
You just don't
See you
drum
later.
roll the mobile game.
Yeah,
Don't
exactly.
drum roll the mobile
Don't,
game.
yeah, don't drum
What a
roll it.
line.
You
yes.
come in like this is a type of thing that I get handed to me when I walk into the convention center.
Yeah.
You know, like
Oh, hey, check out
I just
Diablo
kind of come in
Mobile.
and I'm just like, oh, cool. And then whoa, and then like everyone's kind of
Yes,
talking to
yeah.
each other like, what the hell is this?
Oh,
you
yeah,
know, and
cool.
everyone's like, wait. And so like by the time the show starts, you're like, I want to know. I got this code from Immortal. Like, okay, cool, neat, all right.
Yes.
You know, like then now I'm kind of excited about this. That's curious because they clearly realized like we want this to sell regardless. Because I wonder how much. Like I can see Blizzard being upset at how this went and scratching their heads, being like, how did we go wrong? But I wonder if in their financial outlook, if they needed to get a big turnout right at launch, if they needed people to buy in immediately, or if this game's just going to sell because it's mobile. Like it's just going to sell because
yeah.
it's going to bring new people in the franchise. It's going to do a lot of good things for Diablo. It's like a lot of people have been arguing the last couple of days. But I wonder if like how big did this impact need to be at BlizzCon?
Yeah, you're
you
right.
know, like for these people showing up to this thing.
We don't even have a release year, Jones. They will not commit to 2019.
I admittedly do not know a lot about this. I have
Like,
not.
how
I've
nuts
seen a
is that?
video and I've
Because it is a good theory, that right?
Yeah.
Like you want everybody to be excited for it as it comes out, right? Just big. Like if it comes
like-
out this week, it totally made sense almost.
It's like we understand people aren't going to like this, and like
Yeah.
there's probably going to be like they must have known there's probably going to be some boos and jeers, but like we just have to get the word out, and we have to get people adopting this because it comes out next month. But if it doesn't, like,
No,
what?
it does not.
Why?
Man,
Yeah.
Yeah.
even if they just did like a logo or something for Diablo 4, I think
Yeah.
people would have been way
So let's-
more cool with
Throw
it.
a logo.
Let's
Give
talk
me,
about
like,
Diablo 4. Let's do
Give
this.
me like one new area in Diablo 3 even. Just came out on Switch, super relevant.
Or, like,
back in the spotlight.
not-
A character pack.
Like not even a logo.
Yeah.
Just be like, it's coming or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
working on
Like
it.
we know you're all waiting for Diablo 4. We're hard at work on it. But in the meantime, like problem solved.
Yeah. So the reason we know Diablo 4, excuse me, is in development, personally speaking, largely from Jason Schreier's reporting,
Right.
who said that there was a video shot. Let me get his phrasing correct because this is a weird situation. The Blizzard co-founder Alan Adam, is that what he's Adham? Adam, I'll go with that. Recorded a video talking about, hey, there is a Diablo sequel coming in development. The weird thing that got debated was whether that was going to be in this presentation at all. Apparently, Blizzard said, no, that was never going to be part of this presentation. In fact, we didn't like that video. We didn't finish editing it. That video never finished. And so Schreier's like, yes, but it was recorded. They recorded that video. The game's in development. Has gone through 2 tricky phases. Diablo 4 is not coming along smoothly.
2 iterations with 2 directors.
And so they felt uncomfortable even saying, hey, this is in development.
Yeah, they're not ready to talk about this
because they don't even know what it's going to end up being, most likely.
And that is a perfect segue into the deeper discussion here in the backlash and the expectations and the desires of what we want and expect.
Yes, please.
Yeah. And it's games take time. They just don't come out of a cauldron,
Right.
2 iterations, 2 different directors. That means they've been working on this thing probably who knows how many years, chugging away. It's clearly not ready. It's probably
4 years at least.
Yeah, 4 years. What was the gap between Uncharted 1 and 2? A couple years?
Yeah.
So they've been working on
That's
it
interesting.
They've been working on it a while, and especially you look back at Diablo 3, which had a tumultuous launch, just problems, the auction house and just a shaky launch, especially for a Blizzard game.
I saw somebody point out on social media also that when the first screenshots came out of Diablo 3, the fan base freaked out. They didn't like
art
the colors.
style.
They didn't like the art style.
Yeah.
So of course they're going to be playing it close to the
It's a
chest.
sensitive franchise.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. I didn't know that
So
about that situation.
What I keep thinking every time BlizzCon comes around, and I feel bad that I just never talk about this or compare them to other companies. Blizzard's so weird. It's such a weird company. I don't think there's anyone else, save for Nintendo, that has direct ownership over so many consecutive franchises.
Yes.
They're all running at the same time continually.
Yeah.
Meaning it's we can't just make Red Dead and then go away for 8 years and come back with another one. If Rockstar was Blizzard, people have been playing Red Dead this whole time online, demanding year after year after year, new. And so even when it's new Heroes of the Storm character, I'm wow, really? Wow, they're still, that's crazy that they're still supporting that game. Because you have these big companies that are managing maybe 2 at a time. It's Activision's we got Destiny and that's a Call of Duty and that's it. It's and then Blizzard's is, and
Overwatch.
Right, and so I don't want to come across of just give them a break. It's just this really weird position that they're in. And I think,
2 years. Oh my gosh.
What are these numbers? Sorry.
Ian figured out
state.
how many years
Yeah.
there were in between Uncharted 1 and 2, which is 2 years.
2 years to make
Oh, right.
And then between Diablo
Yeah.
2 and 3 was 12 years.
12 years.
Wow.
So it's been a long time.
That's some good fact checking, Ian. I like that. Cool.
But I think they, as a company, I'm surprised stuff like this doesn't happen more often because I think they're not shooting themselves in the foot, but I think they're playing with fire with BlizzCon because, like you were saying, they are just, it's their audience is a bottle of soda and they're just shaking it, just get excited. And then here's this thing. And then their fans freak out and they're hey, you're going to react the way we want you to react. And it's well, you're just drumming them up like no other company I know to have your own event every year. Even Sony this year was we're not doing PSX. We just, we don't want to disappoint you again. We got on couches, you yelled at us. So we're just not going to, we're going to do something else. Or we're gonna, something's coming up, or we're gonna do a bigger PSX next year, and I just think Blizzard's kind of locked into this, I think fans would riot if they didn't do a BlizzCon, and so it's each time we get updates from these franchises, I'm God, what, it's gotta be so stressful. I think about how stressful developers get when they just have to make a demo for E3, and these are huge announcements for these ongoing games.
Yeah, Jones, I really think it's that point of trying to make it too much of a show. They put that pressure onto themselves. I don't think fans need that stuff. Another one I'm thinking about is the Star Citizen convention that happened, and they just chill out. Here, just let us show you the game right now, and that's what the audience wants, right? They wanted just I talk about the podcast, being a passenger in other people's cars. It's kind of like that. I think that expectations change. They've evolved. I don't think you have to put on a tux and say, and here's our trailer for a huge new game, please applaud. I think it's that. I think that might be the problem.
I liked what they did with StarCraft 2. Admittedly, it's super old now, but they came out. There was no video. They said, hey, we've got a new co-op hero coming. That's it. Cool. Walked off.
Whoa.
I wonder if Diablo had maybe not shown it crazy cinematic trailer or had just come out and like dialed it down a notch, of just like, hey, we're hard at work on Diablo 4, like full transparency, and it's Blizzard. Like, you expect that communication as a Blizzard fan, so if they just came out and laid it all out there.
They've been kind of lacking on that front in a lot of ways. Like, World of Warcraft's in a really weird state where the community is so mad at that company for like the decisions they're making.
Wait, tell me more about that.
It's just like a whole thing with like this new expansion. A lot of people are really unhappy with this game.
This
like,
Battle of Azeroth,
yeah,
people are
a
mad
lot of
about?
decisions they've made. Yeah, it's been really interesting. Yeah,
Azerite power.
So the only thing I had read that they were mad about, Brad, was some story decision. That one character.
It's been a long ride about everything, like systems in the game, story, all that kind of stuff. Like about the dev communication with them and stuff like that. It's just been like an ongoing thing I've been noticing.
Huh. Ian, you had a thought on this?
Yeah, I think because remember when Sony faked everybody out with the PC remaster of Final Fantasy VII, and then
Yes, I do.
I just think there was a more recent example too where it was like a phone game version, and everyone was like, "What?" Well, the Command and Conquer Rivals, and and it's just
That's what I was trying.
these people need to either hire a different one or hire at all, like some kind of. I feel like they're not thinking about it like a show or like marketing. They're just thinking about it as in like, hey, we got an ad deal with these people. Let's put out this thing, blah, blah, blah. They need to like arrange things and think about reactions. Cause like, it's not like Blizzard didn't have a model of how people would react to this news, right? Like they should have looked at other examples and somebody should have gone, at least don't end with this. Like,
Right.
they have the examples. It makes there's no excuse. It's just bad showmanship.
I think it's the difference between a game being big and trying to make a game big.
Right.
Like that was the problem with Command and Conquer. It's like there's a lot to love about that. Like that could be loved. Like there's a way to give that to the world and have them be like, okay, this is neat.
Okay.
It just sucks at a convention like that because the second you say CNC, it's like, what? And like it's the same thing with Diablo. And so I think it comes. I think what you're starting to see some devs do, which is really smart, is just take a look at their game and realize this is just what the game is. This is just how popular it's going to be, just on its own. If we didn't announce this to anybody or release a trailer and just like released the game, this is the natural audience that would gravitate toward it. If we want to introduce it to other people, we need to communicate to them and introduce them to this game and not just come out and be like, this is amazing. It's like, oh, I don't know what that is. And a lot of people have been comparing this to Fallout Shelter, and like Fallout Shelter shadow dropped, so like we didn't have time to make fun of it because I'm playing it.
Yep.
And so like any kind of backlash was immediately, washed over because we have it. Like
Also,
the
they
reality of
didn't
this whole
end
thing
on
is
it. They
in my
didn't
hands.
end on it.
And there
yeah.
was the huge thing. Everyone was accusing it of being a reskin of a NetEase game, but then that all got spread everywhere, and everyone was so angry about that.
I want to talk about that for a
But
second.
then Blizzard
actually.
came out, and they were like, "No, it's built from the ground up, like in conjunction, Blizzard and them."
Very similar UI though.
Yeah.
So yeah, that game is called Crusaders of Light. Very original title. That came out last year, and yeah, so NetEase made a mobile. I guess you could call it Dungeon Crawler, the Diablo type of game. Sure. That is a free-to-play game with microtransactions to raise your stats, and so
Oh man.
obviously we don't know. They did not say how Diablo Immortal
Can't
will be
imagine.
monetized.
I'm not gonna be that pessimistic.
But there's no
Crusaders
reason not to be, right? There's no reason to say like, what is your passion behind this? What is NetEase's passion behind this?
dude, when he came
what
out,
is their vision?
like when Wyatt Chang, his name was, when he came out and was like talking about the game, dude, I felt his passion.
You were feeling his passion for a mobile game?
Yeah,
Did
everyone
you watch
went,
the thing?
I did
think
not
you should
know.
watch
dude,
it.
everyone went nuts on the guy. And he did have one kind of defensive comment that everyone was mad about. He said, "What? You don't all have phones?"
When they asked if it would be on PC.
And he was like,
Yeah.
"No, it's just mobile," and everyone booed him. But it's like he specifically like mentioned lore in this mobile game, like passionate about the world, about the story, and like everyone's roasting him. And I understand, like, if you really dive deep into the marketing, sure, you're partnering with a Chinese company, you're getting the mobile Chinese market, that huge chunk of the pie.
Yes.
But to like come out and roast this guy, like, you can have backdoor shady deals, but you can still have people that are passionate about it.
Okay,
Like
yes.
this can be,
I hear you.
This can be like a shady cash grab, but it can also be like people that are working on it can still love it.
Yeah.
You know, and like in his speech, I felt the love. I don't know.
Okay, I'm glad to know
No,
that.
I agree.
I like
it
that
seemed
perspective.
Like he was super into it, man, when he was talking about it.
Okay.
I think the other thing for me is like, I think one of the first mobile games I ever played on the iPhone, one of the first games I ever bought from the Apple Store for my iPhone was basically Diablo. It was like, I can't remember. There's some company that just riffs off.
Oh, it was essentially Diablo.
Yeah,
I
it
get
was
what you're saying.
essentially
Yeah,
Diablo.
yeah,
It was the same, abilities and
Torchlight
and,
or you mobile.
No, mobile.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But it was from this company. I wish I knew the name of the company. It's this classic Gameloft, I think. It was a
Oh, that's-
Gameloft
yes.
joint.
Heck
And,
yeah. Classic.
So
Yes.
Gameloft just loves like ripping off everything from everybody, and it was fun because
Right,
it was
that's
like
Gameloft,
I had
right?
never
Yeah.
played a game like that on mobile, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, and I love the platform, and it was free, and I was like, I want to check out a bunch of stuff, and that was like a decade ago, and so like now when you come up with this concept and like they've shown gameplay, but again we don't really know specifically how the systems are going to work. It's not like Fortnite mobile because you're like, whoa, how's that gonna work? Or some other crazy franchise. You're like, oh, that's so cool that they boiled it down. And when you say like Diablo's coming to mobile, it's like, yeah, it could have come to mobile 10 years ago. What are you? What's the catch now? So it's an unfortunate thing. It sucks because it's one of those things where I'm completely on the fence. I think every single person in this entire situation could take a step back and be like, I overreacted. I'm sorry. It's like the developers were too defensive. The Blizzard completely blew the announcement. The fans freaked out way too much.
Yep.
Like getting angry about a project they don't really know or understand from a company that's like mobile. And it's like, have you not played Hearthstone? What? This company's done a ton of stuff with mobile. Like,
Well, Ian brings up a good point that Crusaders of Light is on PC as well. Hearthstone is on PC as well, launched on PC.
right.
Blizzard always launches on PC.
Yes.
That's the home of Blizzard.
Launches on PC every game.
So in a way, yeah, that's why the mobile only aspect of this was seen as an affront to Jones.
Yeah.
I think that's
To
what
this
that's about.
crowd, to the
Yes.
BlizzCon crowd.
Yeah.
Right.
you know?
Fair.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have done it there.
And so,
Shouldn't have done
shouldn't
that.
have done that. In conclusion, shouldn't have done that.
Oh my lord.
Really cool thing
He's in
happened.
worse shape this week than he was last week. That's
A
what
little
blows
bit,
my
yeah.
mind.
It was mostly in the nose last week. Now it's all in the throat. Really cool thing happened on Halloween.
What do you got?
A game called Deltarune dropped out of nowhere.
Deltarune.
Yes.
Didn't Call of Cthulhu come out that day too?
It did.
Don't care. Deltarune is Undertale if you switch the letters around.
Oh yeah, I heard about
So
this.
yeah, so
So cool.
the Undertale Twitter account and Toby Fox just suddenly dropped this thing and said, "Don't talk about this for 24 hours. Don't do it. Download this on a Mac or a PC. Please don't talk about whatever this is
How many people
for
talked
24
about it
hours. I don't know.
immediately?
In my Twitter
Yeah.
thread, people were good. People were
Nice.
just like, "Yeah, I checked it out. You should too. I'm not going to tell you a thing."
Yeah.
How
That's good
exciting
spirited.
is
I
that?
That
like
is
that.
really, 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 really cool.
Right.
What a turnaround from the topic we were just discussing.
Yes, exactly. Oh
got me
man,
hyped.
this thing excites me so much. So, if you are an Undertale fan and you're just now hearing about this, leave the podcast. Go check out Deltarune. I don't want to ruin that for you. If you're still interested, if you already seen it, stay with us. So,
Is it a sequel?
dude, you start it. It's like a you're making a character. And it's like, it's basically like Earthbound starts, right? Like, oh, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite this and this and this? And then it's just like, hey, none of that matters. Your name is Chris. And then you're in an RPG that looks better than Undertale. You're like, whoa, is this an Undertale sequel? All the characters are Undertale characters, but they have different personas now. So they look and they have the same names as Undertale characters, and you're like, what? What is any of this? And you don't know because it was like, don't talk about this for 24 hours, So you're just in this world. And so like, it's a whole 3 to 4 hour chapter 1. It is a demo for a spiritual sequel to Undertale.
But they look the same?
They look the
characters
same.
the same?
The two main characters. Well, main character
Is the
kind of
graphic
looks
style
the same
too?
It's better. It's like an NES to SNES jump.
So it's like an
So like the
alternate
messenger.
universe?
Yes, it is like an alternate universe. Yeah.
Okay.
The battle system now you have party members.
Oh, okay.
And it's all in color and just like it's just this turn-based thing. Man, it looks cool. It it was amazing that thing just dropped on that day. Toby Fox just drops it. So I think the day later, he finally threw up everything and just explained what that was and what that means. And so he said, basically I made Undertale almost by myself. I had one other person do like art and obviously a lot of helpers out with that. This thing took years. If I intend to finish the rest of the chapters, I cannot make this game. So I need a team. I'm recruiting people to make Deltarune.
What? So sick.
Yes.
That's a very interesting idea.
And I love he says this. He's like, hey, don't reach out to me. I'll reach out to you.
Whoa.
In terms of assembling his team.
Dude, Avengers Assemble.
Yes.
Like poaching.
Get that call from Toby
yeah.
Fox. You want to work on my next huge game?
so he
Heck
releases
yes.
his
Poaching.
prototype for it.
Yes.
But he releases it to a bunch of people, but no one could apply to it. He already has them in mind.
He says he doesn't even have them completely in mind yet. He's just like, look, I've written everything. I've written all the characters. I know where all the chapters are going. I made this city that you can walk around in. That's going to be the city of all chapters. I worked super hard on this. I need more people. There's no way I can get this done without more people, and does not have a time frame of when the game will release. Just a cool free chapter.
That's awesome.
It's awesome. It's so cool.
I want to do stuff like that, man. That'd be crazy.
You gotta have Toby Fox money a little bit, you just like
Yeah,
a like Undertale just explodes and you're rolling in that kind of dough, where you can just afford to drop this for free, But I mean, I guess like PT did. I guess the Two Boys. What's that game called? The Two Boys with magical
Brothers?
powers.
No.
And you're like a little superhero in the demo.
Oh,
Captain
Awesome
Captain Spirit.
Captain
Yes.
Spirit.
Captain Spirit was free.
Captain Spirit.
It was like two brothers.
Yeah.
What?
Mario and
Life
Luigi?
Life is Strange 2 has two brothers. There was something there. I was searching for it. So yeah, it's like that kind of thing.
Oh, kind of like Red Ash, Kyle? When
Kinda
they
like
released
Red
that?
Ash. Yeah, but I think they did that to raise more money.
Oh, yeah, they
They're
did.
like, it's real. Look at this thing. Yeah.
Here's the hallway.
But no, I mean that demo's a complete story. It's a complete RPG. A little easy, but it's just really interesting and that's cool. That's
Crazy.
a cool thing that happened. We will not see Deltarune.
See you in 6 years.
Yeah, for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I just think it's kind of cool thing to just drop on
Yeah,
people.
it is cool.
Yeah.
Halloween, though. Mm-hmm. What, like, it's a busy night?
It was
That's
intentional.
why, though, yeah,
It was
Oh, no,
intentional.
totally, yeah.
He had it done
Disguise
for a
it.
while. Yeah.
God, that's like the ultimate no checks. Just dropping your game like that.
Yes, dude.
That's so nuts.
Yes.
Damn, dude, how liberating.
Right. You are not owned by a publisher.
Yeah.
Like, I do love that for that reason.
So rad.
Complete ownership of that entire franchise. Cool. It's cool.
Very.
Got to support it. Let's talk about one little thing before we take that break that just spontaneously happens throughout this podcast.
I don't know what you're talking about. We're rolling right through this, baby.
I want to talk about a new segment. It's called Ooh? Ooh?
Is that
So-
European? Is that like a...
No, it's OOH, OOH.
Oh, two.
So
Ooh.
both times
Ooh.
was the whole title.
Yes.
Oh.
So in this week's segment of Ooh? Ooh? We got to talk about Déraciné.
Déraciné.
This is a From Software VR game where you're just like helping fairies do stuff, Brad, right? Is that
You're a fairy.
I'm the fairy?
Yeah, you're the fairy. You're
I'm helping
children
people
do
do
stuff.
stuff.
What
Okay.
about the three maidens? 7 maidens? What do you not like?
The Seven Maidens
Seven
of Zelda?
maidens,
Yeah.
7 maidens.
I don't think there are maidens. Low-key, PSVR exclusive, right?
Yeah.
I think we kind of expected some kind of ties to like Bloodborne. We expected some winks and nods.
I pumped him for info at E3
Yeah.
about this. They would not let up.
Not
At
let up.
E3, I was like, it's Bloodborne Universe.
We did it
right
in front
to
of
him.
like one of the head guys for
Yeah.
the game. We're like, yeah,
just tell us.
I was like, yeah, that font looks really familiar to me.
And so yeah, if there were just some winks and nods, wouldn't appear in this segment. But there is some language that is very particular.
Are you sure you want to spoil this?
I am sure that I want
All
to
right.
spoil. Hey, if you don't want any of this spoiled, leave the podcast, go buy a PSVR, play through Déraciné, and then come back to the podcast. There is a doll called
Yes.
Fiona doll. Her arms are in a very particular position. Perhaps you would call it the making contact position. You pick her up, you're like, okay, that's a reference. She moves. Her arms move the other way as you would if you're doing the making contact emote. It's like, okay, that's cute. That's a cute nod. You read the description of this doll? A doll of the stone girl Fiona who appears in the unfinished tale. When a person has a bad dream, Fiona appears and helps them flee. Yo, that's pretty bloodborne-y, if you ask me. The unfinished tale?
Unfinished tale,
The
man?
unfinished
You're
tale?
talking about Undertale a minute ago? Now
Yeah.
my mind is racing. Now we're
Yes.
getting a shadow drop of some Bloodborne DLC.
Yes.
The story is not complete.
She's making contact,
Yes.
dude. It's a doll making
How insane
contact.
would that be? Like, you thought we were done with Bloodborne,
Yes.
yet we're making Sekiro. We've moved on years later.
Yes.
Boom!
I think about the finger from the Resident Evil 7 demo.
The dummy
Yes.
finger, Mike.
Dummy
I
finger.
know.
The dummy finger.
Yeah. And then there was that time that Capcom made that tweet, like you were freaked out about.
Fair enough. What if I said there's another doll, dude?
What?
There's another doll, dude. There's a seafaring sage doll. Looks pretty much the same. Has a little dress. You read the description of this. A statuette of a seafaring sage that appears in an unfinished tale. It is said to appear in bad dreams to watch over those who attempt to leave.
Does it look like a slug kind of thing?
No,
I'm trying to remember.
that's another little reference in there too. This is another doll that looks almost exactly the same as the Fiona
Okay.
doll.
I don't know if I saw that doll.
And which
then.
is interesting because it's kind of the inverse, right? Fiona's trying to help you flee from your bad dreams, but this one's watching over
and
any of those who
the
attempt to
mention
leave.
of dreams obviously is
Yeah, I mean,
huge-
So bloodborne.
yeah.
But
What?
I never know if Miyazaki's baiting me ever.
This is not bait.
I don't know that.
This is a hint.
He loves baiting people, Kyle.
Yeah.
He loves baiting people with nothing, like he just loves to
And
see people
He's
searching.
being cheeky as hell.
And yeah, and
like Bloodborne 2, I guarantee will happen, but not on PlayStation 4. This will be a PS5 game.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, man, I'm
this
still
is
down
not
for
ready yet.
It's an unfinished tale.
Of course it
Undertale,
is.
Bloodborne
Yes.
1 DLC. That's what I.
No, it's not going to be
All right.
Bloodborne DLC.
This is a great way to just raise hype for Déraciné, obviously.
You know what? You're
It
kind of
is.
right.
It
dude.
is. What a way.
It's such a low-key fairy game,
Yeah.
and then it's just like, well, there's a book,
Yeah.
that looks like the Bloodborne font, and
Yeah.
you're kind of into it at that
Yeah.
point. Mm-hmm. Yes.
There's a few other nods too. Where I was like, that's a little too on the nose.
What are you talking about?
There's a character named Lawrence right in the game.
I don't know, Lawrence.
Lawrence is like. Never mind, we're not going down to Bloodborne. Lawrence is a very important person in the Bloodborne lore, though. I'll tell you that.
Is he the guy who wears white?
You don't. I don't want to spoil the game.
You don't want to spoil
Well,
Bloodborne,
I'll spoil some
from
okay,
2015?
He's like the guy that started the healing church kind of thing like that. You fight him in the DLC. He's the cleric beast.
Oh.
That's him.
And you see a man named Lawrence. And obviously you're drawing connections.
I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. I'm like, that's a little
But
too.
did that Lawrence look like the Lawrence?
We never
in Bloodborne?
saw him.
Oh, okay.
You
You saw him
never
in
see
Beast
You
him.
just see
mode.
the beast, yeah.
Yeah,
You only
that's
see
right.
him in beast mode, so I don't know. I'm like, okay, when I saw that, I'm like, haha, nice try, Miyazaki. I'm not falling for that. Then I see the doll, and I'm like, okay, all right. And then I see that other thing, the slug. I'm like, oh, okay.
It's adding up, dude.
But there's
adding
other
up.
things I can't talk about where I'm like, I don't know.
Just to get ahead of the correction, he's not the cleric beast, but he looks like the cleric beast on fire.
Yeah,
in
he's
the
not.
DLC.
He's a cleric
Yes.
beast.
yeah.
He didn't fear the old blood, dog.
Right.
Yo, dude, what if they
Well, he probably did. He just went a little too crazy with it.
another cool
love
thing
that
they could
blood.
do? It'd be so Bloodborne if they just shadow dropped a chalice dungeon and didn't tell anyone.
A Child's Dungeon Déraciné would be the
No, not
funniest thing.
in Bloodborne though.
Oh, okay.
Referencing,
All right.
referencing the Déraciné
In VR,
stuff.
you just turn
Yes.
the corner like,
Yeah.
what?
It's just a doll, dude. Just let me find that doll somewhere.
Yeah.
I can't wait for because I played through this game, but I cannot wait for some maniacs to deep dive in this
Yes.
game
Yeah,
and pick
yeah.
apart everything.
They'll find it, dude.
They'll find it.
They'll sniff it out.
They'll find it.
They'll check the code.
Yeah, I don't think. Well, the thing is like, this is interesting.
That's what this is the segment. Ooh?
Yeah.
Yes.
But it means nothing. Like
Right.
it doesn't mean this the announcement's going to happen soon. It doesn't mean any of this is telling you anything about what the game is going to be about. Doesn't mean that this is information that you need or that now it's going to this man's not more excited for Bloodborne 2 right now. Like
Yeah.
this isn't
Unfinished
helping
tale.
Brad at all.
Yes.
But it makes me think that a super silly, weird VR game from a gigantic publisher might be the greatest way you could announce like a new game. Like imagine PT, but the thing about PT is once we downloaded it, we knew it was like Kojima told us about it, so we're like, okay, what's going on here? Didn't Kojima announce that?
It was not associated with
No
him
one
at
knew
all.
Oh, but he had the
Wait till
bandages
you
on
did
though,
that.
didn't he?
No, that's you're thinking of
That's
Phantom
Phantom
Pain.
Pain.
Oh, it's Phantom Pain.
So
Okay.
PT had a pretend
Boy, all this
developer.
hijinks, I could get double crossed.
It had like they said like
Okay.
this is a small indie team from like Norway or something like that. They made up
Okay.
a whole team that developed PT.
And then when you beat it, you saw Norman Reedus. And
Got it.
It's on Hills.
Yeah, I just wonder if if you were to do something that was not a tease like this, but you knew once you were in it, like
Yeah.
you walked into some room and it was like, oh whoa, you're right in the middle of it.
Oh, man, I don't know what to think, man.
In VR, you just step out into
I feel
Yarnum,
like-
wouldn't
I'm
it
just
be?
a
That
puppet
would be
to
mind blowing.
Miyazaki, just
We're all his
controlling
puppets.
me
Yes.
and laughing at me.
I don't know. Am I just the Dream Man? Is it too
No.
weird to dream for Bloodborne 1 DLC?
It is too weird.
Yes.
Is there,
That's
a,
weird.
is there
Way
a
too
limit
much.
to how
Yes.
long it can
It's-
be
they're
between?
They're way past that project.
because like
dude.
Hubert,
It's
to
over.
be real, like it's not a good money proposition, dude.
feel like you can make it like for not as much as Bloodborne 2, and there'd be so much hype.
Like Sony wants Bloodborne 2 here.
Yeah,
they
you're-
want Bloodborne 2.
You're better off just making
You're
that
right.
sequel.
Pump
build
all
hype for
those
that.
resources
Pump
They
them
moved
all in,
on.
dude.
Yeah. Okay.
Y'all hear that?
Oh,
Sounds like it's podcast half time.
the following are the official sponsors of Easy Allies for the month of November: Y2 Kyle 89, Will Schmuck, who reminds you to watch Box Peak, and Tabletop Escapades. Hogue Law Business Law Firm. Whether you're starting a business at level 1, stuck fighting the dreaded fundraising boss, or finally cashing out with a well-earned high score, you need a good business lawyer at your side. Hogue Law brings more than a decade of experience forming and funding companies, negotiating contracts, and everything in between. At Hogue Law, it's always business law time. Check them out at hoeglaw.com or on Twitter at Hogue Law. Sweet Justice, a sound design company from the southern shores of the UK. They've worked on some of the biggest AAA titles, the most refreshing indie titles, and collaborated with the best development teams in the world. El Fanis, Mango, iKeyless. iKeyless.com is proud to sponsor Easy Allies. If you need a replacement car key or remote, use offer code EZA at checkout for free shipping and 30% off of your order. Beaten Down Brian. And our mega sponsor, Jigar Bob Productions. What the hell? At the end of October, I was seeing Patreon numbers floundering under 50K. Are you not entertained by the Allies? Is it not worth a few bucks for the hours of content you consume each week of theirs? They do not exist without your support, and I can't be the only one that wants to see a Huber game show. Find me on Twitter at JigarBob, but not before going to patreon.com/easyallies and throwing them a few bones. All of these links are available in the description. Thank you to our sponsors.
Ian, can we call it the Ian and Huber game show?
Maybe.
Okay.
Dude,
The title though
Because
is,
Ian has done like everything, and I'm hyped.
you got me.
and the programmer's done quite a bit too.
Yeah.
You've got me
Programmer.
hyped to go home and dig deep in Déraciné now.
I need to go home and charge R2 with a Kirk hammer now. I'm just ready, man. Come on.
So there's a description for this book.
Go ahead on that.
Do you want me to read it or do you want to read
I
it?
absolutely want you to read it.
All right, so there's a book with the font of Bloodborne on it, and it has this. The description
What's the
is-
title of that book, though?
It's called Blood and Bones.
In the Bloodborne font.
in the Bloodborne font, and it has like a warrior that looks like Bloodborne-y, but also Sekiro-y.
Ooh.
But it says, prose of some terrible tale, this fabled land of gold, silver, and sacrifices owed both its rise and fall to its inhuman warriors. They applied face paint brewed from blood, giving them the strength of the gods, and carved up their own bones, crafting the weapons of the gods. Yet their legacy is neither here nor there.
Wonderful. Man, that's some good flavor text.
Yeah.
To me, that's
Boneborn.
like, it references both Sekiro and Bloodborne.
That is
Yeah.
really interesting, actually.
But
Dude, the
to me,
Miyazaki
like,
cinematic
stuff, right?
universe.
no, but at the end he says it's neither here nor there, so he could just be penning us.
Exactly.
yeah.
Like he's playing to both universes right there.
It's all connected, dude.
Unless something. I mean, it could be, Mike. But I don't know, man.
Who's Mike?
But like
Michael Huber. They're lifelong friends. He's allowed to
right,
call him
yeah.
Mike.
Call
Yes.
him
that's his
Mike.
actual name.
Yeah.
Throws one in there once in a while. Keeps me
But,
honest.
I mean, all the
Freaks
font,
me
all the
out.
font, like when you stuff has item descriptions. So when you look at it, it is like the Bloodborne. It looks exactly like it. The inventory stuff when you're looking, when you're reading stuff.
Same. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do want to make something clear because, fairy is a derogatory term. I actually just think, like, actual fairies are lame. And so when I say dumb fairy game, like, I don't like little creatures with butterfly wings.
like, do
well-
you like Tinkerbell?
No.
In this, you never see what you look like, and you don't seem very small.
Do I have butterfly wings?
You don't see.
You
No.
don't like.
You just have hands.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't like the fairy godmothers of.
You know what? Good exception. Love the fairy
Sleeping
god.
Come on, man.
know
That's
what?
in the biz.
Yes.
Yeah,
I do
making
love
those
those.
clothes, man.
Yeah. I guess I think of,
When they
like...
hook Sora up later on, too.
I think of like the ceramic sculptures at the mall of just like a little skinny fairy with butterfly wings, and I just like I don't want that. I don't like those. I think they're lame, and I don't want to play a video game as that.
We gotta
thing.
move on. I can't keep talking about this.
All right.
I can't handle this.
Yeah, move
Continue.
Quickly, I want to cover the Smash Bros. Ultimate news. We had another Smash Bros. Direct, all about Smash Bros. Last week. Ken was announced as an Echo character. Incineroar.
Can't even get his own character, man. Continues to live in Rio's shadow.
Yeah,
Yeah, sorry.
They have the same master, I think. That's why they all have the same moves and stuff.
they do.
Yeah.
Huber's still not.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
What?
He should be
Ken's
his own
sick.
character.
Ken is sick, man.
Yeah, he should be his own character,
He has
not
like
an
slight
Echo.
variations. He's always better at kicks, man.
Why is he an Echo? It's just a little disrespectful.
Because he has like the same moves. He has the
It's the only way to make
He
Ken.
has like the hurricane kick though from 4 and 5
yeah,
though,
yeah,
right?
yeah. He's got a lot. Yes.
Yeah.
Do you know who Incineroar is, Huber?
Sounds like a fire Pokemon.
Whoa. You nailed it.
Nice.
Do you know which one, Huber?
Slam dunk, dude.
Like a Bowser type big boy.
He's a big boy, dude.
He's a big boy.
He's a wrestling tiger.
Yeah.
He is so sick. I really love the
Yeah,
debut
he's
of this
actually
character.
really cool.
Why do I
Yes.
not know about this?
You probably did at a point. You probably just forgot.
Is that Litten grown up?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was my starter, dude.
I know. Just random.
yeah.
It's
I
my
think.
favorite
Fire
kind of
Cat.
Pokemon evolution
Dude,
because
I chose that guy too.
Litten's
Just never got far
evolution
enough.
has 4 legs, right? And so you're like, okay, so I'm probably going to evolve into some other tiger thing. Then for some reason it sprouts 2 legs, picks himself up, has a big beefy chest, and it has like a little fiery wrestling belt.
WWE belt, dude.
Yes.
Dude.
Yeah.
You bailed on him too early,
Too
Huber.
early. Too early.
It's all right. Make it right and smash.
Yeah, I'll make it
Huber.
right. He'll be my main dude. Him and Bowser. Co-op.
Sakurai came out to say that's it. That is the roster we're launching with. No more secret characters.
I'm not buying it.
All the leaks were fake. That was it. At the end of this presentation, there was one more character. Piranha Plant. Now, Piranha Plant's an interesting character because if
Here
you
we
buy
go.
this game digitally now, or if you register your game within the first month of buying it, you get that character for free.
Nice.
Yeah. It's an early, I'm not going to say it's a pre-order incentive, it's an early purchase incentive.
I like that. I'm fine with that.
I think
I
that's
like
what the character is
rewarding-
designed for, dude.
I like rewarding customers who buy the game early.
But I think this character is designed to be like a throw-off character, like a throwaway character. You know what I mean? Like, hey, at least it's not Incineroar that's our early incentive. It's the Piranha Plant.
Yeah, Piranha. No, it's not a named character.
Yes.
It's just
By the way, like
Bullet Bill early and Piranha
What was the
Plant.
piranha's name from Sunshine? It was like PD Piranha?
Petey Piranha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't even do
If
it.
it was Petey Piranha.
Petey Piranha is summon. I hate it.
Wait,
He's got like arms and a belly
this
button.
Piranha
Yes.
Like, he's-
summons
yeah.
Petey Piranha?
Yeah, for his super.
What? Why isn't it the other way around?
Exactly, Huber. This is a low effort character. Maybe not low
PD
effort. So,
Piranha's too huge, man.
so here's the thing: he summons PD Piranha from Smash Bros. Brawl, from Subspace Emissary. Really? Because that's the only time he's had 2 cages that he just bangs around. So basically, to me, that says, what do we do for a super for Piranha Plant? I have 1,000 ideas right now for what a cool thing a
Yeah.
Piranha Plant could do.
Suck 'em up.
But somebody said, well, we have this thing. We already have this character model with his 2 cages that he bangs around. So like, okay, let's just put it in. Got to make a character fast. To me, that's kind of like, it might not be that, but that is the attitude that is implied with this kind of thing. It isn't a named character. Most Smash Brothers characters, I mean, we have Inkling and Villager. They are not distinct to be their
Right.
own. They're not named. But Piranha Plant, you don't play as. It is simply an enemy of one of hundreds.
Yeah.
It's so weird. I love it as a weird choice. It's weird to me, I guess, the position that it's in.
Sure.
As like, this is our free
first.
DLC character.
Sure.
Please buy the game quickly and register it online.
It feels just like a little bonus.
Okay.
You get a
Sure.
free character.
It's like a pre-order bonus.
That's like such a great reward anytime I'm getting a free character. That's some dopamine
I guess
right there.
Tekken 7 had Vampire Lady. I guess it's you're kind of used to it in fighting games. Okay. You know what?
Sure.
I'll be a little cooler about
And
it.
and you don't even have to pre-order if you just buy it before a certain time. Is that
Yes. Yeah. You get that month. You get 1 month.
chill?
Okay. Pretty chill
I
there.
see no harm, no foul there.
Okay.
Buy the game.
Here's
get
the
a
rest of
free
the
character.
DLC plans.
It seems like a less evil pre-order.
Yeah,
Sure. Yeah, because you get a month.
because you can wait.
Yeah, exactly. It is a little kind in that way. So there is further DLC plans. 5 more characters will be added. Each time you get a character, you also get a stage and a song with it. $6. If you want to buy all 5 of those characters right now, $25. Those will
The stage with the character. That's sweet.
okay.
Love that.
Basically, that'll happen over the course of the next year and a couple of months. By February of 2020, all those characters will be out. Sakurai revealed today on his own personal Twitter account, those characters are locked in. They know each and every single one of those characters and who they will be.
Goku.
He also said, this time, Nintendo picked them.
Handpicked.
Yes.
So Nintendo calls up Sony and is like, "Yo, we want Kratos.
That's our only hope.
Do you
dude.
accept the terms?"
So normally Sakurai gets to make these calls. This time Nintendo's like,
Dude.
we're gonna make all your DLC. Like,
Is that a vote of no confidence?
Oh wait, Nintendo picks instead of him.
yes.
Right.
Yeah, no, it's
It's a vote of
arms.
it's a vote of
arms,
no
man.
confidence.
I think so, Jones.
totally
I
arms.
think they're all gonna be ads, right? It's
Yeah,
all gonna
yeah,
be games they're
it's-
trying to promote.
Yeah, it's Tom Nook. It's
You're so right. Tom Nook and
Hey.
around.
Maybe it's the right choice. I mean, he's adding the Piranha guy as the last character, Kyle. So maybe it's a blessing in disguise for you.
Oh, that he's out of ideas? No. I actually I think Piranha Planet's a cool idea. Just to be clear, I think that's a fun character. I can't wait to play as that. To me, it just feels like we need a character.
Yeah.
Come on,
Yeah,
we need something
absolutely.
to give them for free, and so they made Piranha Plant in that position.
Arthur Morgan.
I would love him.
He's
dude.
just like, what the hell?
Maybe that's what Nintendo's scared of.
super slow.
It's hard to turn around.
Yeah, to rotate takes a minute.
Sometimes
Like,
just
he like
actually
unholsters his weapons and Link's like, "Hey man, we're just hanging out here. We're just smashing. Calm down."
Let live or kill.
He actually kills them. You just do one attack and
Hey, they've shown deaths.
shoots them dead.
They've shown deaths going into this game.
Yes.
Like dying.
Yeah,
Yeah. Also revealed was it's the single player story mode.
Man.
World of Light.
emotional.
Yes.
yeah, super cool.
Dude, the Damiani lore drop on this made it extra emotional.
What was
with
the lore- what?
The Iwata and Kirby and everything.
Right. That
Was
Sakurai and
so-
Iwata used to hang out together. Used to be extreme
Yeah.
buddies.
Yeah.
And they made that Kirby game together, and that basically was their connection. That's why he's emphasized so heavily in Smash Bros. In particular. Because you're right, Huber. Up until now, I just thought it was like, oh, Sakurai just loves Kirby. He just loves that thing that he made. But you're right. I guess it kind of ties in with Iwata. They
Bonds.
made it
Yeah.
together. Bonds.
So epic.
And in this trailer, you watch all of those Nintendo and Smash Bros. Characters get evaporated.
It's like an Infinity War situation.
Yes, almost Infinity. Just
Yeah.
just destroyed by a laser. Just turned into dust.
Death Star, dude.
Yeah, it's terrifying. Except for, of course, Kirby. Running away on his warp star, he makes it. And so basically, this story starts where you are Kirby and you got to save everybody in the
That's
video game.
so
realm.
crazy.
Which
It's
crazy.
awesome.
It's
like friendly wager time.
Okay.
Okay, everyone's saying, "Oh, that's it for the characters, no more."
Yeah.
Yeah, right. You're gonna tell me that you go through this entire huge campaign and you defeat the final boss and you don't unlock even one additional character? Are you kidding me?
Well, that's the thing, Huber, is the game starts with 8 characters.
Yeah. Oh, you unlock them as you go.
Yeah.
Still, there's gotta be one.
I'll take this friendly wager.
Okay, one unannounced character
Yes.
will be given to you upon at least some kind of completion or something.
I'll take that.
There's
That you won't know about it until
yes.
after
Yep.
the game launches.
hidden character in the game.
I'm taking it. I'm taking that friendly wager.
Have we? Was the other ones like that? Was there a hidden character?
Like Mr. Game & Watch, like Rob.
okay.
Like Rob wasn't revealed before Brawl's release. I don't think Duck Hunt Dog was, but it leaked. So, like
okay.
traditionally there is like,
Alright.
oh man, that's a way crazy character.
Yeah,
you
Duck
know?
Hunt Dog
The
was
data
sick.
miners always mine the data
Yeah.
real quick.
Mine it.
Before we move on, should say that I remember with the Wii U thing, if you had the 3DS version and you buy the Wii U version, you got Mewtwo for free. And so it's not completely unprecedented to have this kind of
Certain
like
thing.
early
Yeah.
DLC character. And, it was done. It was done before.
And also, Incineroar's random, just from my perspective.
Incineroar's not random.
I'm not saying Incineroar's bad. I'm not saying Incineroar's awesome. It's just like there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Pokemon. And so it's weird to me when one of the new Smash characters is like, and then this Pokemon. It seemed to me like the owl was like the runaway hit from Sun and Moon of the three.
Decidueye?
That was the one, hands down, I saw people freaking out about on social media.
I think this guy's probably a better fit for this game, though.
He is. He
Like a
totally is.
wrestler?
Well, like you already
So
have
cool.
Charizards, you already have a fire Pokemon. It's just like I just ask you as a Pokemon fan, do you like Greninja? Like why them? Like why? Obviously, Pikachu makes sense. Like obviously, they'd like to train her. Like how that works is fun.
Pokemon?
But
So it's really cool, Jones. I remember Damiani and I got to, at an E3, listen to a presentation about Smash Bros. And Sakurai talked about how he picks a Pokemon. That basically he goes to Pokemon Company, they show him designs, and he goes, oh, that would make a good Smash character. And so I can absolutely imagine him looking at the starters, probably. They probably
Cool.
show you the starters
Sure.
first. And going, oh yeah, obviously this one. I don't want a stupid owl with bows and
That's
arrows.
so great because I feel like he's not even thinking about the lore. He's just thinking about like in Smash.
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
I can
Perfect.
imagine this moves, and it's funny
cool.
because all his moves are named after moves in the game. It's just really, really cool. Yeah, I can absolutely see the
I'm
implementation.
super stoked to play as him. It just like when I thought chat was trolling me. I was doing Cup of Jones and I was like, oh, I missed it this morning. What happened? And like, was the leaks for real? They're like, no. They're like, it's Incineroar in this. And I was like, ha, no, really? What did they announce? They're like, no, it's Incineroar really. It's like, and that was like, oh, I'm disappointed. I was just like, wow, what a random you throw a dart at all of these new Pokemon.
If you could put one in Smash, what would you want, Kyle?
One Pokemon?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great question. I guess Farfetch'd, man. Let's be real. Just like I'd love for Farfetch'd to have that spotlight.
Nice.
Who'd you put in?
Garbodor.
Nice, great pick. Brad, you got a pick?
I would pick Snorlax, but he's too big, man.
No, not too
No,
big.
no.
All right,
Not
put
too
him
big.
in.
Make it
Yeah,
happen.
put him in.
You put him in. Jones?
But like when you attack, you cannot attack for like 10 seconds because
Fair.
he falls
Yeah,
asleep.
fair. Kind of like DDD.
But if
He's
he
got
hits
like
you,
yeah.
it's like devastating.
80%
Yeah.
per hit.
You got a pick, Jones?
Yeah, Haunter or wait, no, Haunter's not what's his name.
Gengar.
That's
Gengar,
Gengar.
yeah.
Gengar.
That's a great
Haunter and
pick,
then Gengar,
Jones.
right? Yeah,
That's a
Gengar
great
for
pick.
sure.
Ian, you got a pick?
Klefki.
Nice. Fantastic pick. Huber, you know how we like to talk about NPDs when you're on the podcast?
Miss MPDs.
We don't have monthly NPD to talk about right now.
We got like a micro NPD right now.
I'm sorry, we have a macro NPD to talk about
Yearly
right now.
sales.
Lifetime sales.
Whoa, dude, does it get lower than that?
So,
Let's go.
Matt Piscatella, who works for NPD, talk about him all the time. On Sunday, was just like, hey, it's Sunday. I guess I can give you lifetime sales for more consoles.
What a gift.
Yes. So I know.
That's what I found.
Honestly, this is like these are multiple podcasts worth of talking points. So I'm going to give you the 4 consoles that we have lifetime sales for. I want you to pick one, and we'll just talk about it.
Okay.
All right. So we have Sony PlayStation, Nintendo 64, Game Boy Color, and Sega Saturn.
What 4 interesting consoles you have
Let's
there?
go.
Yes.
Let's go PS1.
Okay. What do you think is the
PS1.
best-selling PlayStation 1 game lifetime? And remember, this is revenue-based.
Twisted
Tony Hawk?
Metal. Ooh,
Tony Hawk Pro Skater
Let me
2.
get a guess.
I'm hearing some interesting things. It's a little more obvious than that.
Madden.
Final Fantasy 7?
Metal Gear Solid.
Wow, great picks. No, still.
Oh,
Not Madden.
what is it? NBA?
Wait.
NBA. Ugh.
What is it, dude?
Closest.
Crash Bandicoot?
Yes,
Yeah.
Brad.
Oh, yeah.
Crash Bandicoot made
Nice.
more money software-wise, singularly on the PlayStation in the
always forget
U.S.
how
than
huge a
anybody
hit
else.
that was, man.
Yes.
Crash.
I know it wasn't gonna be reloaded.
What's up?
It was like top-down weird shooter games, loaded and reloaded.
Reloaded.
yeah.
My
Remember that
cousin
game?
had them, and I was
Whoa, dude.
Had a
I
cool
was
white
like,
cover with like blood
that
on
cover.
it.
Yeah,
Yes.
those games
Loved
are
that cover.
gross.
We're seeing that at Video King. Like, no, thank you, dude.
Whoa. You gotta tell me about a rental experience at Video King. You can't just drop that.
Love Video
Dude, we just
King.
had like Blockbuster. We had Warehouse.
We had Warehouse.
Warehouse was sick.
Warehouse was sick.
Tell me about Video King though.
Video King, man, their mascot was like a little boy with a huge crown.
Little boy with a huge crown, dude.
You go there, Huber. You would love this. They basically had like a horror section that's too scary for kids. You'd had to, the Western saloon doors. You'd have to knock that open, but they still had like they had like a haunted house above it where it's just like Chucky is there.
Whoa.
It's the only one I remember.
Dude.
Maybe the Pinhead. Maybe
Right.
he was there.
Yeah.
He definitely was actually.
Hellraiser.
Now that I think of it. So yeah, you had to go through those doors to even like check out the scary movies.
Dude, if
That's
I was
funny.
a kid, I'd be like
Yeah.
freaked
My-
out at that.
I never went in until I was older, a little older.
Video Vault at my hometown had the saloon doors like that too for a different section.
I'm pretty sure Video King had that one too.
Yeah.
Not Warehouse, not Blockbuster. Do you remember Gold Star Video?
I remember the name, but I can't.
Wow,
I can't even like
dude.
picture
Hollywood
it.
That
Video was
NES
good.
game where you're like the green alien rabbit. remember what
Jumping Jackrabbit.
Yeah,
No.
Jazz Jackrabbit.
Jazz
Jack
Jack. I remember renting that game there.
Wait, for what? That's a PC game.
No, it was NES, man. It was like an NES port or something like that.
What?
Yeah, I think so, dude.
This is highly illogical.
Yes, it is. But Gold Star Video,
Gold
dude.
Star.
Wow.
Oh, video rental stores.
The number 2 game I also don't think I heard, and it's so obvious. This is one of Sony's best-selling franchises still.
Oh, still
Like all-timer franchise.
Siphon Filter.
Gran Turismo?
Yes.
Yeah, I
Gran
forgot Gran
Turismo.
Turismo's on there.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
Gran Turismo Racing, number 2. Number 3, we said Final Fantasy VII. Number 3, baby.
Nice.
Lifetime.
Dang.
Yes.
Why are those people not buying Dragon Quest XI? What's going on?
I did.
Come on.
I did.
It's like,
What about everyone else?
but like,
Those
think
people
about that
are
time.
us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Think about that time, Huber. Final Fantasy VII changed everything.
Blue. It like changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to
It
say that about
changed
Dragon Quest
RPGs
XI.
like
yeah.
forever, dude.
Yes.
I remember the
Video games.
the motorcycle part being like the craziest thing ever, dude. Nuts.
Gran Turismo 2 is number 4.
Wow.
This franchise, man. This franchise, too nuts. Number 5, Crash Bandicoot 3.
Wow.
Oh.
I didn't like
Not two?
Sorry,
know.
2.
Yeah. Ooh, we have not said number 6 yet. This is really interesting.
Symphony of the Night.
No.
That's Twisted Metal or Jumping Flash.
It's a genre
Resident Evil.
we haven't touched yet. No, that'd be fun. Damn it.
A genre we haven't touched yet.
Yes, it's a
Street
fighting
Fighter.
game. No.
Tekken.
Tekken 3.
Tekken.
Nice.
Oh.
That is a game.
Yeah, that's a
yes, Tekken 3, so good.
Tekken on
It's about to be
PS1
like
is
Battle
sick.
Arena?
Yes. So stoked that made that list too. We did mention this one, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, right after that, number 7.
So fun. Manuals.
Manuals and then 3 with reverts.
Yeah.
Number 8, one of the greats.
Symphony of the Night?
There's 2 of them.
Metal Gear Solid.
Metal Gear Solid.
Okay.
Yes.
Nice.
Number 9, we had sympathy for this game, but it made the list. Crash Bandicoot 2. Okay. We were like, poor Crash Bandicoot 2. No, it's on the list. It's on the list. Number 10, I don't think anyone can guess. I'm willing to let you throw some more out, but I
Let
don't
us
think we'll
try.
ever get there. Yeah, please.
MDK.
No.
Soul Reaver.
Tomb
No.
Raider.
Tomb Raider, yeah.
No.
Tomb Raider.
Good guesses. though.
Suikoden. 2.
No.
Final Fantasy Tactics.
Nero, give us a genre now.
The genre will give it away.
Oh.
Well, we're not going to get it, so just give us a
Well,
genre.
give us a different hint then. That won't give it away right away.
Okay. I had to rebuy this game at Game Trailers because we did a list of top 10 worst openings.
Worst opening.
Yes. And so I had to buy this
don't
PlayStation
remember
1
this.
game because it has such a bad opening.
Dark Cloud.
That's a PS2,
PS2 game.
Oh, you're right. And I don't remember the opening.
It's not bad.
Okay, I'm sure it's not.
Technical achievement in this game. Late PlayStation. Yeah, this is...
I
I'm
can't think.
stumped,
Yeah, I'm
dude. Like
stumped
Final
right
Fantasy
now.
9 or something? That opening rules, dude.
Yep.
Give us another clue.
Okay. San Francisco.
Rush.
Driver?
Driver.
Driver. That
yeah,
is
Driver.
that is
Opening,
a terrible
I remember,
opening.
dude, the
Yes.
freaking
That is a terrible opening.
lot.
I never got past that. I rented it. I never
You have
got
to do the
past
stunts,
it, and I
right?
just
I was
brought it back.
determined.
Yes.
I remember I was just like slapping my face, like, come on, you can do this.
Really?
I was so happy when I finally got done
You
with that.
spend like an hour in that parking garage.
That's cool. We don't have to, but I mean,
You do.
it's,
You can't move
have
on.
to. You
no.
can't get
I don't
past
mean you
it.
don't have to do it.
Oh.
You don't have to spend an hour.
You do, dude. You can't
can
be that
finish
good.
that thing in 15 minutes
No,
if
you
you
gotta
do them
like
all once.
You got to do like a K turn. You got to be really careful. You can't make any mistakes. You fail that so many times.
Yeah.
It was such a
That
hard
was
opening.
awful.
but
But then the game's
when you
like
finally got out, it's
open
amazing.
world.
It's
It's
amazing.
open world San Francisco.
Oh
you
yeah,
just
before
drive
GTA
around.
3, you were like,
Yes.
whoa.
Oh yeah, love Driver.
This
'Cause
game is a game changer, dude.
That car had some weight to it.
Yeah.
Yes.
That car felt like nothing else.
And it was fun. They gave you fun scenarios because it was based off, 70s cop shows, and so you would like crash through boxes, and
Yeah.
you're always like running away
Yeah,
from
yeah.
something. Really cool game, honestly. I have really good memories of Driver. I'm glad it made that top 10. Did not expect it.
No, did not.
That was fun. A legacy top 10.
It's sick.
We got more. Maybe I'll just save them for hero
Racing
episodes.
games doing
Yeah.
real
Okay.
well on PlayStation, man.
Yeah.
Jones, do you ever play The Getaway, dude? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that.
I never got into it. I
Okay.
tried.
I remember I got it
tried.
and I stopped it
Way
when I was a kid.
super dramatic.
Yeah.
No comedic moments ever.
I want to go. I want to go back
in the
to
time
it.
I spent with it, and just really unforgiving shooting. You get like 1 or 2 hits, you're dead. It's over, and there's no health, nothing. Like I just remember, like I think even later playing it for something, and I was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get through more.
Yeah.
And, like, it's hard,
Yeah.
difficult,
Same
unforgiving
studio,
game.
right?
I don't know.
No, I'm thinking of
Stuntman?
Stuntman, same studio.
Is that a PS2 game?
Yes.
Stuntman.
Man.
Same studio as Driver.
Yeah. That could be incorrect. I don't know.
I
thought
want to
there was
drop
some
my favorite. We're all
connection
talking about PS1 deep cuts.
Yeah.
I've wanted to bring this game up because we talked
By the
about
way, not a
we talked
deep
about
cut, though.
PlayStation Classic.
there. We're talking about prime cuts.
No, but we're talking about video
USDA.
stores and old
Yeah.
weird games that we
Oh,
picked
sure,
up.
sure.
Return Fire. It's one of my favorite PlayStation 1 games.
Are you in a helicopter?
It was one of the things that you can do. It's top down.
Is it open world?
Excellent, kind of, yeah. Top down, excellent multiplayer game because it would be split screen, and you would have like 4 big tanks, 4 like medium sized tanks, 3 helicopters, and like 3 little tiny jeeps. And you had to blow up the other person's base. You had to go by like knock down towers and walls, and then drive that little tiny jeep into their base, grab the flag, and get it back to your base. And the whole game was all classical music, and so they play "Flight of the Bumblebees" when you would like try to get back to your base. And so if like one little guy's like going back to the base, but like I've exhausted all of my stuff to get there, all I have is helicopters, and I'm just flying the helicopter bomb and trying to get you from going back to your base. Tons of fun playing Return
Someone
Fire.
in the comments right now is freaking out
Yeah.
because
I've never heard of that game before, Jones.
Some guy
Deep cut.
driving.
That is nuts.
Kyle, Driver and Stuntman are both Ubisoft Reflections. It also credits Crawfish Interactive for Driver and VD Dev for
Yeah, I was thinking
Stuntman.
Reflections. It's got like a
Yeah,
weird, like
yeah.
creepy face
We'll
on
give it to you.
Yeah, give me that one. Yeah, it's crazy because Spyro did not make that top 10.
Wow.
And I was under the impression recently that Spyro was more successful than Crash Bandicoot.
not even Resident Evil 2. Like, what's
No
going on here?
RE2, dude.
What's going on here?
Not
Yeah.
mass appeal, dude.
It was mass appeal.
Yeah, Resident Evil 2 was huge.
It was
Yeah.
huge, but not mass
I
enough.
wonder if it's top 20.
Me too. It's got to be top 20,
God,
dude.
oh.
Oh, probably, yeah.
I wonder where Silent Hill 1 would fall.
Yeah.
Like, was that huge, or was it just like great?
Matt Piscatella, feel free to give us the top 20.
Feel free to tell us.
On another Sunday,
Yeah.
feel free.
You know what? Give us top 100.
Top 100.
I know. I want more. I want PlayStation 2. I want
yeah,
Dreamcast.
no, we
I
can-
want
all.
We could do a
those
whole pod,
consoles.
like literally a podcast just on this. I also
Yeah.
totally lied. What was the Lone Ranger theme? What was that called?
What? Like the song?
Yeah. Is that was what?
Oh, okay.
I think Flight of the Bumblebees is still in it, but somewhere.
Are you thinking Flight of the Valkyries?
no, Flight of the Valkyries is
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
no the theme from the Lone Ranger.
Oh, okay.
William Tell Overture.
I liked
There you
the
go.
movie.
Thank you.
Wow, Ian nailed that.
I mean, I thought it was cool, dude.
It is time for Love and Respect.
Love and respect.
Lost it for a sec. He found his way back in, you know?
Nice.
And he was rough last week.
He was.
Good recovery, dude.
You're a little rough this week too.
Perhaps more rough.
You know what I mean? It's the same situation.
Yeah.
He just caught what's been going around.
Two sick dudes. This one's kind of recent events. Let's dip into this.
Okay.
This might be opening a can of worms. Let's see where we go.
Taking a dip.
Take a big old dip. Hey, guys. I wanted to inquire further about the review bombing discussion that was held recently, especially in the light that Ubisoft has announced that they'll be globally censoring Rainbow Six Siege because of its upcoming release in China. While other companies expend their resources to maintain very distinct builds for the Chinese market, Ubisoft wants to keep the Chinese version of Siege as identical to the existing global version as possible. This means the UI and HUD elements like kill icons will change. Certain references to violence, blood splatters, sexuality, risque imagery in the map featuring a strip club, gambling, slot machines will be removed from the maps.
Wait, removing blood? They're taking blood out of the game.
I think there was blood splatter on the wall that they took out.
I need that blood splatter.
I think you can still shoot a guy and blood will come out of him.
Okay.
I think just for some reason that pre-established blood.
I
has to
need
go
that
away.
pre-established.
For the
For the
environment.
tone,
right?
yeah.
Let's
the
get there.
vibes.
Let's go in.
Okay,
Let's get into this.
all right.
Now you know what's on the line.
Yeah, that's huge.
Some of this might seem minor at first, but removing or replacing geometric assets does change the strategy and sight lines on each map, and how certain characters and gadgets interact with the environment, and those are all things which are paramount in Siege. Note that all of the examples shown by Ubisoft seem pretty quaint, but there are some rooms in maps dedicated to themes like drug production or casino gambling. What will these parts of the maps look like? Regardless of how major or minor these tweaks are, it seems fundamentally wrong to globally alter the art assets of your game in order to cut costs for selling the game to certain regions.
Are they removing them or just because you could reskin slot machines as like Pac-Man machines, kinda?
From what Ubisoft showed in their blog post, they just took out those slot machines.
Wow.
The strip club thing was like a neon lady who like kicks. You know, like it was just a neon
Like
sign.
a sign, yeah.
Yep. That was changed to like a hand that's got two fingers that just kind of swish. So like a big old neon hand. So that's where we're at with those kinds of things. We'll continue on to keep those things in mind. To use this case as an example, review bombing on Steam is not only appropriate, but I would say it's helpful and essential. Not only does it help inform the publisher that their community thinks of recent decisions of the game, but also informs potential new customers why the review score is lower than before. Steam highlights exactly when there was a new influx of negative reviews and allows you to exclude them or focus on them as you see fit. Browsing and curious customers can see older reviews that more honestly reflect the overall quality of the game, while also recognizing what it is about the game now that has changed people's perception, which is an incredibly important factor that all consumers should be aware of. Review bombing might look juvenile and inelegant, but to me, it seems like an ideal way to spread awareness about the current state of the game. Thanks for your time, and I hope you're all having a great week, Zach. So, Zach brings us in, catches us up about this Rainbow Six Siege, then kind of ends just making a long statement. Doesn't ask us a question, straight out says, this is the right way to handle this.
I think I was on that episode, and I still stand by. I would like... He was talking about filtering reviews. I just want, for Steam... tripping over my words. I want you to have to have played the game for a certain amount of time before you can post a review, or have some kind of...
Or like own the game or something.
Own the game, you've played the game. If I can filter in or filter out people who, don't even have the game or have played the game on record for like 0.6 hours. It's like, let me filter.
Here's the thing. I think the people reviewing it right now have played the game. Review bombing it right now have played the game.
Then that's fine. Like if they have 70 hours in this game and they're slamming it, like, sure. They're experts on the game. They played 70 hours or whatever it is. It's just when, the Wild West situation of it, when it's like people coming in and just making, multiple accounts to review bomb it and,
Got you. I should go back to the first thing because Ubisoft did make this official post about the changes they're making. They didn't pin it all on China. They said we're opening in Asian markets, but essentially it is because of China.
Yeah.
Like there was a skeleton that they had to make a man in a mask. So like it is mostly China that these changes are being made.
It just shows you that like you look at how well Rainbow Six Siege has been doing, incredibly well. It's been out for years now and it's like thriving. And now they're going to rock the boat this hard just to get into that Chinese market. It just shows you how valuable that is.
Yeah.
That they're willing to put the Chinese market above
Everyone else.
and completely remove things and change things around just to get in there. That's crazy.
Yeah, and again, I should go back to Ubisoft's official announcement because they said it's about just having one build of the game. Because they're iterating upon it so much, to have two different builds, one with slot machines, one without, they thought would be complicated, unnecessarily complicated.
I'll buy that.
I mean, as Zach brings up, all other games have a separate build for China. Like all the other ones.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're not some small company either.
Right. And so, like, I guess, first of all, we have to assess, like, is that fair? Like, is that a fair thing to review bomb for?
They're maximizing profit by having that one build, right? They're getting the Chinese market. They only have one build. Mm-hmm. It's like, I guess, the right thing to do.
It's a business call.
Yeah.
It's a business
The
call.
right thing to do is just eat the cost of having that Chinese build, and then you have the Chinese market.
Like, maybe they're thinking, like, oh, they'll complain at first, but they won't leave or something like that. We won't lose that many customers.
And they're
for it to
probably
really matter to us.
They're probably right about
Maybe,
that,
yeah.
right?
I don't know.
The thing that makes me concerned about this kind of stuff is, and I mean, this is a fairly mundane kind of example of it, but like, if this kind of modality keeps going, it's sort of a philosophical quandary where a different country having like draconian censorship or like different philosophical standing than ours, we're effectively being policed by their moral compass or whatever, by their conservatism, just for profit. And that's pretty nuts.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Well said.
That is fair. But a strange thing is that like that also happens for the U.S. and our standards, right?
Right.
That we kind of dictate a lot of what the world gets.
Yeah,
right?
we're fairly puritanical compared to a lot of countries. Yeah,
Right.
for sure.
So yeah, I mean, maybe just we're tasting what that feels like.
Yeah.
But you're right in that China is different. China is a different government than the United States. It is a less desirable government, I'm willing to say, in the way that they handle all of its citizens. But China is still like it's a first world country, right? It's still a partner of the United States. It's not like it's just like this crazy country we don't deal with.
And a bigger market.
Yes.
Like a much bigger market. Like really, we're lucky that not everyone just caters to China. Well, I mean, they kind of do, like Marvel movies and stuff. Like everything.
It's a separate movie, right?
Well, kind of. They changed some stuff here and there, but a lot of times, like what was it, Black Panther? They went to Korea just to like get into Asian market. I don't know the full details on that, but
But
they have a scene in Korea, just so that the Asian market would like show it or whatever it was. And like, hey, I don't mind that. That's cool. But like, it's just interesting to me.
It is really, you do notice it with a lot of Hollywood blockbuster, huge $200 million movies. There's usually a Chinese actor. They go to China. I think of like Transformers movies and Marvel movies, Mission Impossible movies. Even like Dark Knight, they go to Hong Kong. It's
Which again, like I like seeing these other locations. I like seeing
Hong
Asian
Kong.
countries. So like to me, it's kind of a cool thing. But it's funny that like the reasons they're doing it is so that they'll be allowed into those markets or whatever it is. I don't really know. But
this isn't a brand new game like coming out. Like
Yes.
they're changing an old game that's been out for years. They're just like taking changes with it now. It's like if it was coming out like this all at one time, I could see it more. But I think it's just ridiculous doing this.
Yeah.
Sure.
If I was a daily Rainbow Six Siege player, I would be alarmed right now.
So would you review bomb? Would you go on Steam and say this game sucks? This is a 1?
I don't know the game intimately enough to say that, but the question regarding, different strategies, different sight lines and tactics, depending on how much that messes up, this, like if I'm playing the game and that completely alters it, I guess you have to relearn it. I don't know.
I have a
Again, I
question.
don't know
Like,
the game
But
intimately
you
enough.
already own the game. And what these people are review bombing, the stance he's taking is I'm protecting the new consumer. who's not going to know that the skeleton guy's not there? Who's not going to know that those, like, that's not, it's just not going to matter to that person. You know what I mean?
Right.
And like, so that's the issue that I have is this, like, I'm doing this for the consumer. I'm standing up for people that are going to be affected by this. People are going to be affected by this. Or esports, or people that play this, like Huber said, every single day. And so, like, that's the issue that I have with review bombing is there's got to be a better system, you know? And so I would like the people that do this or want to speak on behalf of people that review bomb to admit that there should be a better system. That, like, you know, like, let's not go into the review area and just make fun of it. You know, let's not like, haha, reviews, they're dumb. Like, that's what I see a 0 on a page. It's like, all right, I'm not going to read that. I'm not going to take that seriously. Like, I understand that you're trying to make an effort and you're trying to make your voice heard. And I respect that. I would love to have maybe like a timeline or something where it's like, this game's been out for 3 years. Here's all the stuff that's happened. Here's all the major events that have happened to Siege in that time, good and bad. You know, like, and maybe like mark them, and maybe I can up and down vote those. Like, I didn't like that when that happened, you know? So like, so there's
Jones,
like,
I had a number before. Now I got to watch a timeline.
well, that's the thing. It's just like, oh, I got to do work now. It's like, well, how
Yes.
much does this matter to you? You know, it's like, I really care about it, but I'm just going to write 5 sentences and hit 0 and then I'm done. It's like, it's this weird kind of back and forth. Like, I want to be involved, but I'm going to take this established thing that was not built for this, use it for my own means. You know, it's just messy. I want there to be, I want to try to find a better way to do it.
So the truth is, Jones, I think Zach might be disingenuous a little bit in that really the reason to do it is that it gets the attention of Ubisoft and it hurts Ubisoft.
Yeah.
It is hurting their future sales. They notice and they make changes because of that.
Yeah.
So it's trying to enact change. And so I think about PlayStation 4 allowing crossplay with Fortnite, right? If the PlayStation 4 had a Steam account, it would have gotten review bombs.
Sure.
But it didn't need that, right? It had plenty of negative attention other places, you know, Twitter, any social media platform you're on. They felt the heat from that. And so there are other avenues, certainly, other than review bombing. Review bombing is just effective.
I think they did
sure.
it. I'm sure they're getting heat on every single platform that they can get heat on. Like, I guarantee you on their forums, there's tons of things people complain. They're getting a lot of complaints on Twitter.
Right.
These people are hitting every single avenue.
Ian, you had a thought on that?
Just you saying that gave me a funny thought where it's like, because I don't care about. I mean, like, obviously this is an interesting story, but like I don't play Siege, so like the fact that it's being review bombed is more convenient for me. That it has nothing to do with me, so I don't like Twitter's not getting clogged up about it.
Well, and that's the other thing. Is like, I might,
Better there when you're with the place you're not. Right?
Better over there than.
But like, I might sound completely ignorant, and I totally understand that because like I would never. User reviews would never sway me one way or another to make a purchasing decision ever. Will never, did never, and for the rest of my life will never come into a factor. If I today was like, and I knew nothing about the project and was like, I'm really feeling psyched about this Siege thing. I want to get involved. I would not go to user reviews to find the truth. You know, like I would go out and read articles. I watch streams. I would like watch a couple esport competitions, hear them talk about it. So it's like, I'm curious what they have to say. Like, I bet there are a lot of teams that are super pissed about this.
I don't know.
And I think they're in a much better position.
Counterpoint that I have to that is on Steam specifically, when I'm looking at a game, I won't read the reviews, but I'll often look at Steam does the thing where it's like overall and recent, you know?
Yeah.
And like, I mean, if they're both mixed or bad, I just move on. If it's recently super good, I take the game, I look into it, and I'm like, okay, this is improved, and that's usually a vote of confidence. If it used to be good and is terrible now, you know, I'm like, okay, something's gone wrong. And I don't read the reviews, but I just look at those two little metrics and I say, oh, okay, maybe this isn't worth my time, or maybe it is worth my
It's
time.
in the color. Remember the color?
the color,
changes
yeah,
from like
yeah.
green to like poopy yellow.
Yeah, I
for me
got a
personally,
correction though,
yeah.
Joe, or that doesn't happen. That poopy yellow is like fake or something. I don't know.
What?
I
No,
got a
that's
correction
true.
about it. Really?
Well,
I'm
it's
getting
like
another correction
it's
about
orange.
this. Yeah.
It's orange.
Orange,
if
yellow.
it says mixed,
Okay.
if mixed
Poopy
is
orange.
yellow,
Poopy yellow,
Got it.
orange.
negative is orange.
Yeah, so it's tricky. It's tricky because it hurts video game companies, right? And we want to support video game companies because we love video games. I was trying to think of an analogy because there was a lot of blowback from how people handled their feelings about Diablo Immortal, right? And so I was thinking, like, objectively, there's something wrong to do on the Blizzard stage, right? I was thinking of, like, just imagine this thought experiment. What if somebody walked out and just said, nah, nah, nah. Nah, 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 for an hour. What if somebody just walked, nah, nah, like, you'd want to be mad, right?
Yeah.
That is something worth being mad about. That's something you want to let them know how bad that was.
I would love that. I would be like, this is amazing.
That's what Devolver should do at E3
Yeah,
next.
Devolver. Nah, nah, nah.
So in my mind, I'm like, I had to like hop into their mind, right?
Yeah.
You know, because I'm not mad about Diablo Immortal. I'm not mad about skulls turning into people with faces,
Sure.
a mask on a face, right? But like, there is a point in which, like, you have to say, hey, that was bad.
Yeah.
Don't do that anymore. And I do think like Steam reviews are effective. As Ian just said, people look at them, and video game companies know that people look at them and how much weight they have. So Jones, you said I wish people would find a better method. There's no better method, man.
Well, no one's built it, and no one seems to care
Because they're
to.
affecting their bottom line, though, dude.
Yeah.
Would the other method like actually affect Ubisoft's sales?
Will this affect their sales? We're getting a Chinese market, man.
I
They
mean,
don't care.
Right. I think it's an evaluation for sure.
I think any system that was put into place would be treated the same way. Like
Yeah, abused,
basically like user reviews are the system you're proposing, because it's like IGN isn't review bombing Siege, like we're not.
Yeah,
you
if
know,
you want a
like
pro review,
if
you
we
can
think
seek it out.
right, if we think something, you hear it, and if we got wind of something like this, we mention it in the review.
I'm
But like, this is the system, and this is how any system of this nature would work and would be treated. And I
Correct.
think like the consumer just needs to view these systems like that, because that's how I always view them. I don't view them as like, here are super informed. Like, I mean, like, yeah, a lot of times they are informed, but like looking at IMDb or Rotten Tomatoes or whatever, the user score for movies is usually higher because for movies on Rotten Tomatoes, because critics are more critical typically. And it's a weird thing on Steam where like a lot of times the user reviews are way lower because people give things zeros or whatever. And
That's an interesting observation.
It's just like, you just have to look at the systems in place for what they really are, and it's an opinion metric of a unwieldy giant mass of people.
Yeah.
And that's what they are. So the system exists. It's just it's called reviews even though it's not.
Correct. And I'm responding to him saying, I do this to inform people that don't know about the game yet.
Right. When
And
I do this
reading
to get
a
Ubisoft's
bunch of,
attention.
just sifting through hundreds and hundreds of user reviews, like it doesn't like,
Yeah.
that seems to me a sloppy way to do that. And so I'm not like, let's do away with the whole thing. It's like, let's maybe brainstorm. And I'm just hurt as a reviewer. Just bums me out. That like I put a lot of work, hours into doing something, really formulating opinion, and then finding a score, and someone's like 0, and it's like, really, Rainbow Six Siege is a 0.
Oh, John,
this game
yeah.
has no worth at all.
Like you just said, you can't
know, it's
think of
like-
them as reviews.
That's what I'm
Those
saying.
are-
Like
yeah.
they're not reviews.
Yeah.
They're public opinion.
It's just
Yeah.
green, yellow,
Right.
orange, or red.
Right.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, it should really just be
There's
called
no
like
score.
It should
It's-
just be called the public opinion metric or something. Like,
Just gotta go by the color.
Baby steps. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just more fine tuning of filter.
Before we move on, this particular case, do you think Ubisoft will create 2 separate builds?
No.
You think they'll just
I don't know,
come
because
out
the
this way?
the Rainbow Six Siege community, dude, it's like kind of a special thing, this game, dude.
Yeah,
it's
I think
like
this will work. I do think this will work.
Will the-
something's gonna happen here.
will the
Yeah.
Chinese market get to play with the global? Like, is it one player base too? Because like, if that's the case, then this could end up being good because it's just an influx of new players, right?
Yeah.
If that's the idea, then I think it might end up being okay over time. It
still-
might seem crappy now. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it could still work. I think you could play on a map that has a thing that the other player from a different country wouldn't have. Because languages, you could definitely do that. Okay, you can have separate builds of a game play with each other. For
I mean,
sure.
to me, like, if I were Ubisoft, and I mean, screw it, it kind of is punitive, but like, if I were Ubisoft and a country was like, we don't want this in the game, make it a gray mesh. Just take it out, like, leave the shape and just make the texture a gray box. It's like, your government doesn't want this. It's on them. Like, Our game is the same.
You want to start a Chinese revolution?
Hardball.
but I'm just like,
China will be like, all right, then we're not.
no, but it's just
having
like,
it.
no, but I mean, like, make it red, make it whatever, shiny, but just like, it doesn't matter. It's just colors and shapes.
Yeah.
Just make it a color and a shape. Don't change the geometry of the map for everyone. You know?
Yeah,
That'd
Actually,
have to-
I think
that'd be
it's just
easier.
Textures. I don't know if the actual geometry will change too much. I think it's mostly just textures.
Well, if they're taking out slot,
slot
machines,
machines,
that's what I'm
sure.
saying. Is
Yeah,
like
yeah.
for China, just make them gray boxes.
yeah,
Like make them cardboard boxes. Make
I
them
don't know,
look
it's kind
like
of
something
ruining your
else.
game for them, right? You still want to have the Chinese players play a fun game, a good version of your game.
Well, they'll play a game with cardboard boxes in it instead of
That's
slot
not
machines.
right. That ain't right.
What do you got against cardboard boxes?
You hate cardboard boxes?
We teased this last week. It's time to play a very popular game created by Tanner Methvin. Pokemon or Real Animal?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Been
I
doing so much
love
hunting Red
this.
Dead. I'm ready for this.
Yep. This one to me, I had to put this first because it's so obvious, but it's still very interesting. Its venom can cause a strange condition that reverses puberty in humans, making adults' bodies physically more like children. Pokemon or Real Animal?
It's got to be real.
Real.
That's a real animal, right? Obviously, a Pokedex entry wouldn't go that far, right? So yeah, that's a Russell's Pit Viper. It's a South Asian snake, and that is a real thing.
Wow.
Whoa.
You got to catch somebody at the right age. You know, you're not gonna have a guy in his 50s all of a sudden. It's not like Big.
Yeah,
you
right,
know,
right, right,
it's not like Tom
We
Hanks.
can market this.
I know, right?
Jack,
Exactly.
yeah.
It's
We can
kinda like a
market
fountain of
this.
Yeah,
youth.
you just
Yeah.
put this in a cream and we're
Yeah.
set,
Yeah,
right?
we're set.
But there's something there.
There's something
There's
there.
something there. Break it apart. Figure this out for me. When walking on land, it covers its bodies with a poisonous film. Sorry, singular body. It
was like,
covers its
whoa.
body with a poisonous film that keeps its skin from dehydrating.
Oh, I hope that's
Real.
real. That's so cool.
That's a Pokemon.
Oh, nice.
Oh, what is it?
That's Whooper.
Whooper?
Yes.
Whooper?
Whooper. Whooper is from
Whooper.
Ruby and Sapphire. It's just kind of like a little blue bobbly guy who's got like 2 antennae coming out of his ears.
Oh yeah, there he is.
Yeah. Its spacious beak is large enough for a small child to fit inside.
That's a
That's
pelican.
real.
Sure. Yeah, real.
Yeah, real.
I mean, those exist, so. Uh-oh.
You know what? I'm going to give it to you. It's a Pokemon entry for Pelipper, who is a pelican.
Right.
So I kind of want to give you the pelican. I almost think you could fit a small child and find a
You
big...
definitely could.
That's like
Yeah.
that's a sneaky answer.
Yeah, that
I
was
don't
a little
know about
sneaky.
that.
I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give you that
Oh,
one.
cheeky there.
Déraciné, dude.
Also, how do you really know? How do you really know until you do it?
Yeah.
Somebody in that world of Pokemon was like,
I'm finding lots
Yes.
of clip art of babies in pelican.
I've done the measurements, but I mean, I want to be sure.
Wait, so we don't have confirmation that a real-life baby
I'm-
could fit
I'm
a child?
looking. I'm
a small
looking.
child, even.
Yeah, I'm
What's the
looking.
difference
I
between a
don't
pelican
know.
and a stork? Stork?
Storks are skinny, man. They got skinny beaks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
storks are different.
Oh,
And big wingspan.
Yeah, I don't know.
Long
I don't
legs.
know if a child could fit into a pelican. I mean, like I'm seeing a big fish, but it's like half
Is
in.
it child or baby?
A small child.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
You know what? Let's make that let's say just officially that's Pokemon.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
We lost.
Its tongue is covered in small teeth that are 10 times stronger than pure titanium.
That's got to be Pokemon because I feel like people would farm this
He's
thing
tricking all this. I'm going real.
in real life.
I'm going real too.
That's real.
Yeah.
Because honestly, stronger than pure titanium is such a Pokedex entry. I was shocked this one's a real animal. That is a limpet, which is an aquatic snail.
Ew.
For reference, in pascals, the standard unit for pressure, maybe pascals then, 99.2% pure titanium has tensile strength of 434 million pascals. The limpet's teeth have tensile strength of about 5 billion.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
Yep.
what? What is this little aquatic snail? And it's just gonna like rip some stuff up with its just like weird little body. Its tongue is covered with small teeth. Okay. Nature, man.
Yeah,
Oh.
nature's creepy.
So the
These
ocean.
things.
The ocean is
They look
spooky.
like little
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Stay out of
shell
there.
Yeah.
starfish things, kind of.
Shelled starfish thing. Can you see their tongue?
It's gross.
I'm gonna try to find one.
I remember when I told Kyle the things from Last of Us were like based on real
Yeah.
things in
Cordyceps.
nature.
Heck yeah, dude.
And that ruined your day.
Dawn too. Freaks him out.
He hates the cordyceps.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It will hide from predators by running into water. If followed, it will turn around to grab the predator and hold it under the water, drowning it.
God.
Real.
This is real.
That's
It's too
so
dark.
specific.
This is real.
That's a gorilla.
I bet you can't guess what animal it is.
Man.
Yeah.
Man, come with me. Follow me to the water.
Like a monkey, maybe?
Like a hippo or something?
Kangaroo.
Really?
Kangaroo. Come on, dude.
Aquatic kills?
You aquatic
With
kills.
a kangaroo?
Dude, kangaroos are nuts. They'll
Yeah.
like straight box you.
And yeah, this idea that's like the kangaroo knows it has a better chance in the water, so it's like, come to the water.
Yeah, come on, mate.
Fight in
Get
the
in the
water.
water.
Just drowns it with its
Fight in the water.
Oh,
Dude.
oh.
Can you imagine being on the beach and just looking over and it gives you a look like, what are you looking at? You're like,
Got no quarrel.
yeah, cool, man. Whatever you got to do.
Now we
Right.
know, I guess. Never follow a kangaroo into the water.
It's a trap.
It's a trap.
It's a trap.
Yeah, that's good knowledge right there. That's good life advice.
They're such cowards that they won't hunt alone. When 5 or so of them get together, they suddenly turn ferocious.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
No, like Nature magazine uses the word coward.
Yeah.
Describing an animal.
That was a giveaway.
Yeah.
Carvana is this Pokemon.
What is this? Like
It's just like an ugly fish. Every Pokemon generation just has some unappealing fish Pokemon that just populate the water, you know?
like Goldeen?
Yes, exactly.
okay.
Like a Pokemon you don't really want,
it's
but
like,
it's just
shut up,
like, well, we got to
Goldeen.
put something in there. Carvana is that type.
Filler.
Yeah. Does look like a piranha. Does look a little
Yeah.
scary, but just so filler, dude. No matter how old it gets, it never biologically turns into an adult, remaining a teenager forever.
Pokemon.
Real.
Real.
Ooh.
This is a salamander named Axolotl.
Whoa.
Is this like a...
Oh, the whooper that we talked about earlier is based off of this animal.
What the hell?
Yeah, what is happening?
Biologically never turns into an adult, remaining a teenager forever. What does that mean, though?
Yeah, that's why I picked Pokemon. It's
Yeah.
just kind of like, what?
What does it
Like,
mean to
are
be a
you-
teenager
What are you
forever?
basing that off of? What's the...
Peter Pan, dude. I don't know.
Peter Pan syndrome. By the way, I think whooper
I
is
guess-
gold and silver. By the way, I think it's.
I guess if
these-
you had like an arc of development, you know, whereas like you hit a point where you hit maturity and then you just, you know, we all fall apart.
You guys
We're all
have
past
seen
that point
these.
now.
These are like
you think they're growing forever?
And so I
you
think
mean?
it's just that midpoint, yeah, of development stays right there.
you guys have seen these. These are like the walking underwater salamander
Yep.
types.
Teenagers forever, man. Teenagers forever, dude.
Playing Minecraft for life.
I got the tattoo.
YouTube.com/teenagersforever.
I bet it exists.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Oh,
They have such a they can't do this for that long, but they really wanted this URL. They really want to make this channel
they
work.
can. That's the thing. They're
Oh
it's
man.
like
it's
it's like a site that gets shut down.
It's like-
or it's like
Yeah.
Menudo. They
Yeah.
they fire them all and then rehire them every like 6 years.
Shut it down,
They
dude.
make me so sad.
Shut it
It's-
down.
Okay, all right. It's incredibly popular and iconic. However, its cry is so off-putting that it is dubbed over for movies.
Real?
Real?
Yeah, what?
It's real.
Okay, yeah.
Pokemon's not talking about this.
The bald eagle has a
nice.
disturbing cry.
way. I gotta
Off-putting,
hear
excuse
it.
me. Yeah.
What is
me
it like?
too.
I wonder if they changed. I wonder if they changed it for Red Dead. There's eagles in there.
What does it just go? "Ah!" The
I
cry
don't
that we
remember it
know?
sounding weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I.
Yeah.
Actually, it was like I just walked right up next to one. It was like on the edge of a cliff, and was like, "Oh,
Okay, but
Pop that
Spoilers.
binoculars."
Thanks for the spoiler.
Bald eagle spoilers. Bald eagles in the United States of America. Spoilers. Yeah. There are some. That clip, just that 6 seconds, will be our promo for the podcast.
absolutely.
Excellent.
When hunting, it pins the prey to the ground under its massive body. It then eats the helpless victim using the large mouth on its stomach.
Oh, Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Oh, wait, no. this
Real.
Snorlax pit.
I don't like that you're all trying to read my expressions. That's killing me. You're like looking
No,
at
the
my
writing.
eyes.
No, the writing. It's all in the writing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
That's
mouth on
Pokemon.
the
Yeah.
stomach.
This is
Okay.
Pokemon. Metagross.
I thought it'd be some gross sea creature.
Yeah, because it could be a
Yeah.
starfish or something. I was just, yeah.
Right. Metagross
Or
is,
an octopus.
is the weird four-legged. He's just very jagged. He's a big metal Pokemon. Who knew he had a like a belly on his
Yeah,
mouth on its
yeah.
stomach.
Delete
dude.
that Pokemon.
Yeah, that's
Delete.
Again,
Delete it.
something you
'Cause
don't
it
want to
has a
just
mouth on its
stumble
mouth.
upon on a
Yeah,
hike.
delete it.
That's like some disturbing persona
I just
monster.
don't
Yeah,
like
this ain't right.
I don't like that the Pokedex entries are like coming up with this
A
stuff.
troubled
But
developer
see, here's
made
the
that.
thing: is like,
Yes.
is like these Pokemon.
Someone
You know, it's
bring
like
the Persona
I'm,
team.
I'm at the point now where I'm like considering, playing like my next Pokemon game next
Yeah.
year, like really diving in. It'll be like my third game, and like I really want to get into this world. But it's like I feel like Pokemon wants to create a world that it doesn't have the balls to actually
Yes.
realize.
You're so right,
If
Jones.
that happens,
Yes.
I want to see Pokemon corpses on the side of the road. I want to walk into a village and be like, "Whoa, what happened here?"
You are speaking my language, man.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna like
Yes.
go through the grass, like something's gonna pop out, and it's like, oh no, this is like a decomposed,
Like a dead Pokemon trainer or
Yes.
something.
But then
Survival
you
horror.
take a picture and it adds your Pokedex. Well, this is the corpse of this because this Pokemon does this terrible.
Like, could you
pins it to the floor
always
and,
gonna be for
and
kids.
grinds it to dust with its mouth.
Can you imagine
its
having,
stomach
like,
mouth.
a friend in the game that you're
It's
like
evil
with
within
half
stuff,
the game,
man.
and they disappear, and you find their corpse later on in
Oh, yes,
Pokemon,
dude.
like
Yes.
just torn apart.
Right, because Pokemon Red and Blue starts with, hey, I've lived here my whole life because I can't leave. If I go into that grass, I will die.
Yeah,
It's not even like,
Like trainers that have Pokemon that are like fighting to the death. Like you can't revive them.
yes.
They like ambush you.
No, you gotta be able to revive them,
No.
dude. Let's
They
not take
find
the
a way.
Pokemon Center out of this.
All right.
Please, it's still an RPG.
All right.
with stakes.
With stakes.
High stakes.
Maybe like they can, if they die.
Like, if they die for real. You
right.
can heal them up at the Pokemon Center.
Okay,
You have
so
ambulances.
Just don't let them die. Just don't let them
You
die.
have like an EMT that
Yeah.
will show up. Like you'll be walking down the trail and like two guys will be carrying somebody out. You're like,
Defibrillator, dude.
It's
on
rough.
that Pokemon.
Yes.
It's a rough life.
But
Hey.
go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say I have information about how something can be a teenager forever.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Do we care about this?
Yes.
Fill me in.
Okay. So I'm reading about the axolotl, and it's called. They exhibit something called neoteny, Neoteny, meaning that they reach sexual maturity without undergoing metamorphosis. This generally happens because of failure of thyroid-stimulating hormone, but the reason, and I'm vastly summarizing this, but the reason basically is that it's observed in a lot of different salamander families. It's a survival mechanism, especially in aquatic environments and mountains and hills, where their food has a small amount of iodine, and it's a way to reproduce and survive in a smaller form that requires less food and less quality of food than it would if they were bigger adults, basically. So they basically just don't stimulate their thyroid, but they become sexually mature enough to reproduce before becoming quote-unquote an adult.
But they don't like grow.
Right. They want to stay small.
Okay. Okay.
Oh,
It can
that's a
happen
big
in
deal.
humans too,
Yeah.
not intentionally.
Ian, I also won't be able to end the podcast without hearing what a bald eagle actually sounds like.
I was trying. I think the computer's messed up.
Oh,
The
okay,
sound
all
is,
right.
is messed up.
Computer's been a little wonky
It's
tonight.
been a little
That's scary.
wonkzilla
Okay.
What if
tonight.
it sounds like gorgeous?
Unless I'll just really turn it up. And see.
Yeah.
We'll get there. We'll get there. Four more. Here we go. They can self-medicate, knowing which plants are able to treat particular maladies.
Pokemon.
That's
Pokemon?
sheep. That's a real animal. What? Sheep can self-medicate.
sheep.
Self-medicate.
Go sheep.
Wow.
Go sheep. And like I look at there's like other things. You know what I mean? A dog just eats grass. It's like, okay, I get that you want that grass right now. But sheep are like, no, I gotta eat that little purple flower over there because my belly feels like this. They lurk deep within caves, motionless, neither eating nor drinking. Why they don't die is not known.
What?
Pokemon.
It is a Pokemon.
Why they don't die? That's a Pokemon.
Shelgon.
Excuse me?
Shelgon is the
Sounds like
the,
a fuel company.
It's the middle form of Salamence, who is like the sick dragon. Well, he's not the sick. I kind of hate him. But anyway, Shelgon, it just looks like a big egg with two eyes in the middle of it.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
It's all about the writing. They lie deep
Yeah.
in caves. No. If you're talking about a cave-dwelling animal, they're caves.
Sure,
It's like
sniffed
deep
that one
in
out.
caves. Like, what does that mean?
Yo, what was the Pokemon way back in the day? Way early
Okay,
days.
all right.
In the egg that like hatched.
Togepi.
Karibo. What was it?
Togepi.
Togepi?
Yeah, it was
Whatever
Karibo.
happened? Whatever happened
That's
with
from
that thing?
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh, nice.
It's not an egg.
What happened to Togepi?
Yeah, because like I remember watching that episode as a kid, and then I'd never like found out?
It was kind of annoying. It became like a beloved party member.
Okay.
There is an evolution for it called
one that
Togetic.
Misty had?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't think it ever evolved into Togetic.
Does it always stay in the show?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hate
Okay.
that kind of thing. And then that evolves into Togekiss, who's actually kind of a cool Pokemon. There's a super related thing, Huber. Once, like, near the beginning of the Gold and Silver era of Pokemon, Ash got this thing called the GS Ball. And, like, Professor Oak says, please deliver this to somebody. Maybe it was Professor Elm. Anyway, he got this thing called the GS Ball. It was gold and black and had, maybe gold and silver actually, had the letters GS on it.
Whoa.
Dude.
And they said, we don't know what this is. We don't know what this does. Please take it with you, Ash. And they never paid off on that.
What?
They never, ever said
That's
what was.
so
They just, like,
messed up.
forgot about it eventually.
Are they ever in the games? The GS ball?
No!
Oh, how dare they?
Sleuth it up, Damiani!
man, we got sluiced
sounds-
that hard.
Sleuth that up!
That sounds like some money in Pokemon Go waiting to happen.
Yes.
Get some GS balls.
I'd get in for a GS ball. And because, like, for a while, like, Ash would, like, look at the ball, like, I wonder what this is. End of the episode. And then just eventually just drop it off. We didn't have any ideas, so it's gone.
I got it on my phone.
Oh, okay.
Bald Eagle calling. Here we
All right.
go. Here it comes.
Well, I
Whoa.
think it's cute.
Sounds meek.
Sounds like you're wiping a window.
Flipper.
Yeah, you're cleaning the floor.
Yeah.
That is terribly interesting, though. That's
It's like
what
a
an actual
small
eagle sounds like.
beach-bound bird.
For such a
Yeah.
lethal predator.
And so what's funny is,
There's no echo. You need an echo. Sure. You know, you need,
But like, where did our idea of an eagle cry come from?
The
honestly,
movies.
I think it's like propaganda, right? That's our,
Yeah.
that's our
Wild
national
West
powerful
bird.
animal.
Sure.
Yeah,
some John Wayne movie.
right.
Yeah, it's all just fake. Okay, there's that's a louder one.
Oh yeah, it's like a nasty seagull.
It's
Yeah,
just
it
awful.
sounds
Stop
like
it.
a weird bird.
That's
Wow.
unpleasant. That's unpleasant.
That is unpleasant. That's so
Great.
interesting. I really love that. Its huge mouth is almost 7 feet across. It has enough power to completely crush a car.
real.
Real.
Kudos to
What
Assassin's
animal is
Creed because
Great
the
white
eagle
shark?
in Assassin's Creed does kind of
Oh.
sound like that.
Nice accuracy.
Great white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
7 feet, though.
Sure.
Yeah, that's a Pokemon.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Hippowdon is the Pokemon.
I said it was a hippo. It's close enough,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. For reference, a real hippopotamus mouth is 2 feet across.
Yeah.
Here's the
okay.
thing.
It was
you
across?
stupid
It
Pokedex.
can only crush a motorcycle.
Like Hippowdon's mouth is not 7 feet across. You dumb Pokedex. Like, oh, there's just no rules. They just don't even look at an actual model of what Hippowdon
It's
looks
like
like.
they don't even care about their own universe.
Yeah, 7 feet, dudes. It's not a whale. Ugh,
Yeah, that's massive.
that is so massive.
7 foot mouth.
Yeah.
Jared.
Things like the size of a semi truck or something.
They're just flying by the seat of their pants.
They don't
with
care,
some of
dude.
these. Yeah,
maybe
just,
they
the
meant
GS ball's the last straw.
they meant-
They don't care.
maybe they meant the circumference of the whole mouth, like
it
around
says
the edges.
across. Okay, or maybe.
Just
sure.
benefit of the doubt.
Sure, like it's a curved line. I can buy
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I need Damiani to figure out this GS ball, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
please
don't forget.
please. Rather than physical battle, two males will solve conflicts by having a stink battle in which they waft nasty scents at each other.
Real.
Real.
Super real.
Bugs?
That's the ring-tailed lemur.
Yeah.
Stink battles.
Stink battle.
And they're just knocking little stinky clouds at each other.
That's great.
I love that.
Well, I'm a little upset though because it's like who wins? Does the stinkiest person win, or does the
Whoever can't
Yeah,
take
you,
Is
you
it who
stink
can't
it up
take it
until,
anymore?
Yeah, one leaves.
one's like
One of them's like, geez. I wonder what.
an hour later, like why did I
Nature's
leave?
so dumb.
Yeah.
I wonder what lemurs stink smells like.
Yeah, could we handle it?
Right.
Or-
Like,
I
or it
doubt
could
it.
be, or it could be like pleasant to us. Like it could smell like honeysuckle, but they just hate it.
I want to stink battle a lemur.
Yeah.
I was like, bring it on, dude. Let's
go
do this.
showdown.
You could win.
I can
Let's make
show
that
you some
happen.
stinks, dude.
You
Let's make
smell
that happen.
terrible. Yeah.
It's time for bets. Last week's bet is about The Quiet Man, which came out on November 1st. How long would the end credits be is what we bet on. Jones, you bet 6.5 minutes. Ben bet 5.5 minutes. Brad, you bet 1 minute. I bet 5 minutes and 12 seconds.
Dude, 1 minute.
Ian bet 3 minutes and 33 seconds. Now, the actual credits are very funny because we have the title and a bunch of names coming by. and then it ends for a while. And then for some reason, like, morgue just comes up where it's just like, it's like some registry thing, and then like Bink video, and then Bink video is the last thing you see in the credits.
Fill it out. Yeah.
The credits are 2 minutes and 24 seconds long. Ian
wins.
Wins that bet.
Stupid quiet man.
Yeah,
I got one.
Brad, you would have had it if it wasn't
know.
for that Bink video thing.
2 credits. Get out of here.
And the thing is, they move by fast, unusually fast, because there's a whole like cinematic crew on this. You know, they're filming things, and so you have like 2 teams working on this game. Those credits blaze by, and it's almost just like ignore me. You know, and it's just like we're just trying to get through this. We're just trying to get through this. You know, it's just those credits.
I love
weird
Huber,
pace.
I love on TV when credits go by. And it's like as legally fast as they could possibly do it. So it'll be like a lot of times like the news, like if a movie from like 9 to 11 will end in the 11 o'clock. Coming up in the 11 o'clock news. Yeah. It's going by like you couldn't read it if you tried.
Right.
I love that. Same thing with radio. Whenever like the end of a radio commercial, they're just like those people who can just like micro machine guy
right,
who
you
can
can't
just
decipher
like
it.
blaze those out. Like
Machine
the
guy,
because there's got to be some kind of law of like that's too fast. You can't
Right. There is. I'm sure
try to
it's
hit that sweet spot. It's so funny.
like credit size in movies. There's a regulated. I guess I can't say law, but maybe it's like a union thing about like how big names have to be in credits and things like that.
It's like just
those-
past comprehension.
Yes.
There's no way you could read it or actually like, listen to it and absorb
Yeah,
it.
they must have done like tests of like people like a focus group like listening and just like I know what that sentence was. I don't know. That brings us to Red Grouse 14, Gorgeous Gorillas 23, Droopy Eagles 14, Switcher Snakes 8, and everyone who watches this show. That is the final score of bets for 2018. Because we have 6 episodes remaining, maybe 7, depending on how we handle December. Basically, something could work out where you catch up to Jones and I combined, and then we duke it out. But that, to me, would disincentivize you to ever win again. And so I don't want to break the game. It's just a simple matter. The Gorgeous Gorillas have won. Jones and I cannot catch up. That is a win for the year. Congratulations.
Is that a bald eagle? What was that?
We'll come balding at the end. Yeah, next year I'm probably gonna make it. Ian is on the same team as the 2 people in the middle, and then Jones and I are a team once more. Yeah, if that had happened, we'd have almost equal right now, even. So yeah, I think that'll be the teams going forward.
Wait, no more Switcher Snakes?
No more Switcher Snakes.
Hey, you could call
We
your
have to get a
you
new
could call
thing.
your team the Switcher Snake.
Yeah, we pick new names and all that. Like it'll be fun.
Yo,
combination.
I would never give up the Gorgeous Gorillas unless we're switching new names.
Sexy snakes.
Yeah. So that means for the rest of 2018, it's time for the popular segment. What's this? That's or worse.
Or worse.
Yes. Oh yeah, I forgot about that part too. Yeah. Worse. Now this is just gonna be an exhibition match, okay? Because Ian's already won. You won all the rights and responsibilities. So we'll do 4. Who wants to hop in?
I don't even know how to play World Wars.
Okay, Brad, you go first.
What am I doing?
Mega Man or Pac-Man?
Mega Man.
Okay, why?
Because he's a blue robot that blows other robots apart.
All right.
And he's got a robot dog.
Okay, I hear that.
Stupid question.
All right, I hear that.
Insulting, actually.
Yeah, what are you thinking?
Good opening to the bit.
All right, who wants in?
Go for it, Jones.
Okay.
Apparently I'm doing it.
NFL uniforms in Fortnite or Suicide Squad, Joker, and Harley Quinn in PUBG?
NFL in Fortnite.
Why?
Because Fortnite has established itself as being able to accept stuff like that, and it doesn't necessarily ding the rest of the game. Major ding to PUBG for Joker and Harley. Ding severely.
Major ding.
Gonna be in the shop for several days.
Okay, Huber, you're up next because you volunteered Jones, saying they make how much in regards to popular Twitch streamers, or saying now I'm even more confused after a new Death Stranding trailer.
Death Stranding.
Okay, why? Why?
You know, you just keep getting all these trailers. It's just so confusing.
Okay, Ian, you get the last one.
Okay.
Frasier reboot or Shrek reboot?
Oh, Frasier reboot.
Why?
Cause Frasier, baby.
Okay. All right.
right.
Let me tabulate this. This is really close. Brad had a strong performance, but I think Jones wins with the very quotable Major Ding. Major Ding. Yes, it's gonna be hard to forget Major Ding.
Yep.
So that wasn't Or Wars. That's how those will go. Of course, that was an
cool.
exhibition match.
Damn. Well, I won. I mean, I want that.
Oh yeah, you want an exhibition
I want to
match?
be on the leaderboards, baby.
So let me talk to you about patreon.com/Easy Allies, which is where you want to go if you want to support the Easy Allies, the people who make this podcast, make reviews, make previews, live stream, all sorts of things. Check out what we do at that URL and check out how you could support us at that URL. For listeners and viewers of this podcast, relevant to you, if you give $5 or more a month, you get this very podcast 2 days early, and you could submit to Recruit Me and Love and Respect. Speaking of Recruit Me,
Oh no. Oh no.
it's time to see if Big Boy Mark V has survived.
Let's
And
go,
here's the-
big boy.
Oh, we're doing a timeout.
He's getting the dice.
Dice
out.
tower.
So it's for all listeners, Huber grabbed our Dungeons and Dragons
The
tower.
real deal.
Okay. Well, we're gonna put it in the tower. Do you want to put it in, man?
No.
No, you have
Yeah,
to do
you
it.
got to.
Okay, so I'll put it into the dice tower.
'Kay.
And for November, I'm increasing the odds by 10%.
Okay.
So that will be 50 for teammates, 30 for enemies.
Okay.
So we got a 50-50 chance right now.
Let's go, big boy.
Come on.
Yeah, I want big boy.
Big Boy lived.
Yeah.
Oh, Big Boy lived, yes.
Yes.
Big Boy survived.
Yes.
Welcome to the team, Big Boy.
Yes, big boy.
So does that mean we only have 2 extra party members?
We have 2 party members and 2
Big
enemies.
Boy Mark V
We're
and
very
Slytherin
picky.
Steve Phillips
Yes.
or whatever?
And a lot have died.
2 looked bad. I was concerned.
Yeah, the way I do it is like 1 through 5 survives, 6 through 10.
Nice.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you, Dice Tower.
Thank you, Dice Tower.
Yeah, thank you, Dice Tower.
Dice Tower be
Man,
praised.
it's been a long time since somebody survived in our party.
It's rough out
It's
there.
been a while. Ian,
Hey,
you won the final bet of 2018. You get the right and responsibility to share your Twitter handle with the world. You get to promote any Easy Eyes video you would like to promote. You get the final word, anything you've disagreed with or want to reiterate or just popped into your head. And you get to sign off with your trademark sign off. Take it away.
okay. It's been a while. It's been a while. My Twitter is Ian Hink, at Ian Hink, Hinck. My final word is, I feel like I sounded kind of harsh when I was like, hey, China, just make them cardboard boxes. Didn't mean that to be like controversial. I was just saying like, just reskin them with something innocuous and then you wouldn't change the geometry, whatever. The video I'd like to promote is the Western musical that we made. Woo! It's called No Redemption. Kyle's in it. Jones is in it. I'm in it. Sarah Almale is in it. Gabby and Marissa, 2 friends of mine, are in it. Marissa you might recognize from the Glee project. Eric Lindbeck did some whispering. It's a lot of fun. It's crazy musical. Please check it out. And my trademark sign off. I did everything else, right?
Mm-hmm.
My trademark sign off. Good night and good game.
What do you mean you let him out? Turned out to be a koala.